back in Orhurf. Level 8. Stream tile is correct, but these stats on the screen, they're wrong because these guys have leveled up. I'm going to blame Dan for not doing his until today.
That is my fault. I shouldn't have got ill, and I want to apologise to the group for having to have a stand-in who just wasn't at the same quality and RP potential that I do.
And panache.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly that. And I will definitely find that out tomorrow when I watch the stream back.
Good.
From last week that I forgot to do this week.
It's fine. Everyone really enjoyed it. I did a great job. I did no healing. I did a guiding bolt.
Done some healing.
Oh no, I did do some healing. Yeah, you're right, actually.
Yeah, I've looked at the spell slots. There's plenty of spell slots for healing. There's 3 healing words here.
I know. I sort of said to the guys, I was like, "You guys want some healing? Just let me know, because I am rich in spell slots over here." I did mark off all the ones appropriately, so you're good. But yeah, that's what you did. You fought some stuff. Unfortunately, Dan wasn't there, but he's back now. So you found the wizard boy, Horatio / Jim Dark Magic, doing his ritual spell with his naughty potential necromancy stuff that was in there. But you managed to find him, find the spells. You found a lot of spell scrolls due to a very good roll, which was very annoying. And then you made off with a fair bit. Well, no, you didn't quite make off with cash, did you? You went to the Voltanis Institute to explain what happened.
Cash.
You got offered a lot of cash, but you couldn't pick it up because, of course, it's a school, not a bank. Not everyone's running around with, what was it, 8,500 gold?
8,500.
8,500. He writes down 8,500 in case he forgets it in a future state. Write it down.
It was actually 15,000.
No, I watched the stream back to make sure because I get scared that I make mistakes. 8,500 is quite a lot.
You get scared we're going to do a burn, is what you're saying.
Yeah, yes.
No wonder Burns
Objection.
murdered a kid that stole the scrolls.
Oh, God. Don't even get into that.
8,500 fucking gold.
Oh, you forgot about that. Nearly murdering the child. So you did let one get away. So you took one of the accomplices of Horatio to be healed at the Druid temples after he was dead and then just brought back to life. So it'll be pretty messed up. And the other one cast the invisible spell and ran like the wind into the streets after being threatened with more death from Otter. And then you went and told the Voltanis Institute what had happened, that the Commonwealth maybe knew what was going on. So they panicked a little bit, but they did close on the deal, offered you the 8,500 for returning the 2 incredibly powerful spells, for which you do not know what they are.
Can I check, did Faywin manage to get a slot in the school, or did they reject her for murdering a student?
She didn't ask, she just kept looking for leaflets. So Faywin's going to have a conversation with someone.
And that's, everyone knows that's how you join a school. You find leaflets.
If they have an open day, she'll go. But also, we just told them that we nearly killed one of their students and have lost the other one. So we didn't really feel like...
Objection, I did kill a child.
This is what I mean. I couldn't really be like, hey, can I have a lesson?
You seem to be down some students. Can I take their place?
Yeah, there's a spot for you now.
There's a few spots,
the waiting list has shrunk. It's amazing.
Oh,
I'm doing you a favour, Faven.
I forgot that all happened in the same episode. Oh, you guys, that was a stonky set of weird circumstances. Right.
Not to mention trying to take the body to the school at 3 a.m.
Yep, taking the body, scaring the new security guard. You were like, that security guard's a real dick. And I was like, you guys did turn up at 3 a.m. with an unconscious student just knocking on the door. And he was like, did you just break in? You like, no, even though you definitely did break in. What? We're just knocking on the back door. How did you get to the back door? Well, I mean, we unlocked that gate and then we made our way. So technically we are breaking and entering at 3 a.m. on school premises.
It's not breaking, it's just entering.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
You should have said you left it unlocked.
Should have, would have, could have. But you didn't do that, did you? You just scared a poor security guard on his first day on the job. But yeah, that went. And I thought, how much crazier could it get as you went to your arranged council meeting with the High Elven, and I thought we were dodging a bullet by Dan being sick for that one, but it turns out maybe not, as objection was thrown out a lot by Zaga. Foolishly so, after winding up the Minister of Defence, the General himself, who got himself thrown out of court or dragged out of court to be roughed up and mildly arrested, just detained to stop that meeting going even more awry, forgetting, of course, that he did have on him the elemental gem which he stole from the museum but a few days ago.
It's fine, because if for this Commonwealth meeting, Arthur has decided that he's going to fill in for Zagger.
Good. I mean, the meeting ended. Well, the meeting was about to end. So he finished with Zagger being dragged off to be searched and essentially detained for the rest of the meeting. Well, obviously wasn't being arrested, just being taken out for being for essentially just shouting objection a million times and not really adding anything to the pile. The Minister of Defence was already not happy with you guys, I suppose, being in there after your names appearing multiple times in multiple days for different, just being in the area of other crimes, you know, like in the slums when a wizard's house, like an apartment block, here's a load of magical spells going on. There's a dead body that looks like an aberration. Oh, look, you guys are there. There's a tidal wave and a museum robbery. Oh, look, you guys are there. So it's a little bit too much going on. But the rest of the council were fairly helpful. They kind of asked, their gist of the Commonwealth Council meeting was, if you have a plan and a way we can help the Deaf Bloom, then we're all ears. But currently you are asking us to do the right thing, but nobody has an answer for what that is. So until you can do so, the Commonwealth's priorities will be to protect the people of the Commonwealth and the refugees of the Borderlands, to get them working, get them adding to the community, making sure that the area is safe for them here in the Commonwealth, but they are not going to be marching out soldiers anywhere because nobody really has a plan, which was kind of where the meeting naturally came to an end. You'd filled them in on the different forms of the Death Bloom and taken Bo with you to get the best point across, but as we stand, that was the outcome, that the general was looking after defence of the city. And the High Elven representative, Lady Ilanra, kind of posed the question back to you guys that if there is no plan, then what can they do? They can't just do. You ask them to do something that doesn't actually exist. And the meeting was coming to an end. So we will jump in. Really, we can only start with one Zagazoon. You have been dragged off to the same area in which you were dragged and put into a cell before, the holding area above the small prison area. As you are kind of, your stuff is taken from you and you are put into a small, not even a cell, like a room. There's one of those detaining rooms as the guards will go through your stuff. Can you also tell me how much gold you've got on you?
How much gold I have on me? I have 2,103 gold.
It's a lot of gold for a thief.
Insight checking.
I can just look on his sheet.
He's got less gold than I do.
Yeah, you sold a bunch.
Yeah, you sold a bunch of stuff. Remember all those nice things that I designed for you guys, and you just went and sold them straight away.
Hey, I had that for a good 6 months IRL. I just never used it.
Jesus.
And he's just improved his strength now, which would have made the gauntlets useful.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, no, you made
You're literally talking about building a strength characters. You've got rid of them. Jeez, well played. Good spot.
Yeah, I played myself. Myself there.
You did play yourself, just a little bit. Lovely. So, Zaga, you have been thrown into the cell. You are aware what is going to happen as the realization that your stuff has been taken from you and your bag is being searched. What you wouldn't see is outside the guards go through, find the gem. They are aware of the missing item and go and get appropriate authorities. You have a few minutes inside this cell room just to think about what you might want to do, but I would say you are intelligent enough to realise the mistake you've made. Not intelligent enough to not make the mistake, but, you know, the repercussions. The rest of you. As the meeting ends and the council members leave, I don't think there was, unless there was anything anyone else wanted to throw in at them, I think the meeting had kind of adjourned. You are, they leave through into their council chambers, and you guys are led to go out into the main hallways, the atriums of the Commonwealth, with Bo and Mira, as they, Bo kind of turns to you guys like, well, that didn't really go as expected. What's your plan from here?
We I guess we come back and speak to the rest of the Druids about some sort of plan going forward.
We're going to need something because these guys, they made a good point. Until we have the plan, I don't think we're going to get any backup from here. I mean, good to hear that the elves are back at Redvant, but other than that, I don't think there was much we were getting out of those. As Mira's accent will change again because I forget all the time. As she'll kick in to be like, have you guys been to see the refugees? Have you checked in with the rest of the party yet?
Fabian looks at Arta.
Arta looks to Faywin, and then looks to Von Van.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I was asking the question. I've spoke to Carl. I know you haven't, so thank you for that again. But yes, I got what I needed for these guys here. I'm going to work with the Minister of Trade, Minister of Health, get as many of these guys working. I want to try and get as many of us inside the wall as possible. If they are not going to move out and defend, I worry that we are the first line of defence being outside the city wall. So I'll be doing what I can to make sure we can get the Borderlands folk inside the walls and inside some defences. But yeah, Bo seems to have summed it up well. It doesn't look like they're going to be stepping out anytime soon to help.
No. Well, I guess we should find where they've taken Zaga and then head off to the Druids.
Yep.
We need to go to the school first.
If we have to pay for his bail conditions, I'm not putting any money to it. He's brought this upon himself again.
That's funny you should say that. As you guys mention this, you see a kerfuffle of guards moving from that area. Those of you that were brought in for questioning before recognise and know where he would be because you were taken up before. You see guards come out and you see a group of like 4 or 5 guards run the opposite way with some looks like some higher ranking, some better armed guards making their way into those areas.
Faywin's stomach drops.
Oh, God. What's he done now?
I don't know how much more this I can take.
As you get a guard kind of runs from that same group, like off to say you're in the corridor from the group that's running left to right. A last guard comes shooting around. I say guard. He looks more like an envoy or like a scout. No, scout's not the right word, but like an admin assistant rather than necessarily an armed guard. As he says, you have just come from the council meeting? I've been,
yes.
And he looks around. He's like, yes. I've been told to bring you because your friend was detained, and the general would like to see you all.
See all of us.
Everyone that's in with. We just said everyone. Everyone that's in with the that is, I suppose, interested in the detainee.
Define interested.
Well, he has. He told me not to let you leave the building unless you come in to see this room. So.
Right, so we don't have a choice but to come with you.
I mean, really, yes, please. That would make my life a lot easier if we could.
What's your name? Sorry.
My name is Marcus. I was going to call him Jeffrey, and then I was like, can't use Jeffrey. Use Jeffrey, right?
Marcus, I've got a quick question.
Yes.
Is the general's favourite hobby abusing his power and taking it out on the little guy?
Oh Lord.
Yeah. I don't believe so. No. As he's like walking,
okay, that's good enough for me. And then I start heading towards the room.
Bo and Mirror will come along for fear of not knowing what else is there. As you are taken into a section of an office, so that you kind of pass through a section where there's a few interns and like desks set up with other humans and elves and dwarves and whatever else working there. Taken into what is like a big oval table, like dark wood with the green leather on it. It looks as much like a general table as you could possibly get. As you're taken into this room, dark room, like dark green on all the walls, very like dimly lit in here. As he's like, please, I will get you some refreshments, but the general will be in shortly, and sit you all down. Kind of Mirror and Bo sit down with you guys. Like, are we supposed to be here? Don't know. as some waters and stuff are brought in, a few bits, and then the general makes his way in with a few of his lieutenants and kind of walks around and sits at the far end of the table from you all. So, apologies for my outburst in the meeting back there. You can understand that this is a very stressful situation for all involved, and we are trying to look after the best interests of the people of the Commonwealth. And he kind of doesn't look at you as he's apologising.
No, that's it.
But that is not why I've asked to see you today. We have been made aware of some alarming news. Your friend, accomplice, has been detained yet again. And on a routine search, we have found some property on him. And he's going to look, as he says that, across as many of you as you can, and roll insight checks to check your reactions. Does anybody actually know Zaga stole anything?
I don't think anyone does. Like.
No.
Thank God.
So as he says,
Arta's face does look like that seems like something Zaga would do.
okay, cool. So we don't need to roll because there's nothing for you to like. You can't lie about something you don't know about. So as he looks around, he's like looking for tweaks to anything in your faces to give away. As you see, his lieutenants are each of them are like one by one, just keeping check on you. They are clearly just watching for your reactions. There was, as you are aware, there have been a few incidents. One of those was at the museum where there were a few of the members of your crew that were found at the time, but there were also some missing items. One of those items has appeared in your friend's bag. Judging by some of your reactions, I believe this is new news to you all. If it's not, then there's a very reasonable explanation as to how one of the artifacts from the museum ended up in his care. I would love someone to enlighten me before I go and question him myself. He stops, takes a drink.
Faven looks like she's going to be sick.
Lovely. So, this brings me on to a separate issue. How long have you known the suspect, Zagazoon?
Like a month, maybe?
Out of character, how many weeks has it been? Because it's
About a month and a half, isn't it?
We're in the fifth week.
Month and a bit, yeah. Fifth, 6 week.
About a month for me, yeah.
It's been just over for the rest of us.
Yeah. So, not a huge amount of time. And what do you know of interesting for a kobold to maybe making his way from Draca all the way inland? Normally we see them in the coast and never really have the pleasure in all half of meeting kobolds. Does anyone know of his reasoning for travelling so far inland?
He hasn't told us, like our character, he hasn't told us about bagpipes. He's just talked about tools. So I think he's looking for a tool for some reason.
I think our character he has told us.
I think I might have told Faywin.
Okay, Arta's not aware.
Faven
I
just
don't know
knows
if
about
it's
the
been
tool.
widely discussed.
Yeah, I think you've at least mentioned an heirloom.
Yeah, I might have done that. And a tool.
Lots of talk about tools. Listen,
Lots of talk about tool. Okay, so he doesn't have a clear reason for being this far inland. And you would have thought Tortool would have been the port side normally. Big sailor crew. This far inland, looking for a Tortool. It's not appear. It's not a strange motive. No one thinks that is odd behaviour.
Well, he's followed us, isn't he?
I don't think so, sir. Like the others, I've just heard him speak of turtles, but we've become friends, and he's helped with the death bloom that we obviously mentioned before, and he's been a real help and an asset to our team. So I think maybe it's friendship that's brought him this far. Yeah.
I also get the impression he can't swim, which is why he wants to stay away from water.
Huh. Okay, good to know. Writes down potential Chinese water torture.
Did you write it down?
Waterboarding is on the table. Okay, this is good to know. So you didn't find it weird, and your friend, did he show particular interest in any group of people? Maybe more recently. Hasn't had any friends. Hasn't disappeared off to meet any other friends or acquaintances or business contacts, and gone alone and
He does keep talking about the Dragonborn.
Yeah, he has a thing about the Dragonborn.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a bit it's a bit sad, really. Like they're yeah.
It's
obviously
quite
think they're better than
fascinating. You mentioned yourself, General, that they haven't been seen in Allworth for a long time. I must admit that everyone seems curious to see them here. So I don't, and I'm looking at the others like, what are you talking about? But I don't see it that strange that he would want to see bigger dragon folk when he's so small.
No, I mean, they are the folk of his homeland, of course. But as you said yourself, Faywin, he's followed you for friendship. So why would he not want to share that with you all? Have you meet some of the people from his homeland? Why would he necessarily need to go and see them on his own?
I mean, he wasn't interested in introducing us to his brothers, so can't see why he'd want us to introduce us to
brothers. And these brothers, did they look like him? Were they? You sure they were brothers? Not further. And he kind of leans back. He's like, "Let me put my cards on the table." With the current interest, like you say, from the Dragonborn, that being very interesting that they turn up again a matter of days before a series of unfortunate events before Allworth. We have this death bloom on our doorstep. My desk is very busy recently having to deal with these things. Also, just the feeling I get from your friend and the interactions we've had, maybe he is one to be watched. There is potential that your friend is working for the Dragonborn in an espionage sense. We believe Zaga may well be a spy for somebody.
It does sound an awful. He hasn't got the mental capacity to be a spy, for one. Secondly, it does almost sound a bit like your prejudice isn't the wrong word. Racist is the word I was looking for.
Wow. And you
against Dragonborn?
I don't like him, but this guy is, and I'm turning to the group now. This guy is. There's some implications here that seem a bit iffy.
I mean, I can't say I trust the Dragonborn very much. I mean, I'm not saying that same about Zaga, but I mean, the Dragonborn, I can't trust them.
Well, we have to look at all the facts that are presented to us, my tiefling friend. That, again, I suppose the only coincidences we've had with all these problems that are arising are the Dragonborns and yourselves. And you've already, and I've been persuaded in many ways that you are, of course, not the problem, but the more time we spend, the more I'm not so sure.
So I understand you're doing your job for the good of Allworth and the Commonwealth. We will appreciate that and we will value that. But you've met Zagazoon. I think you'll agree that he's not the most, how do I put it, subtle of creatures. And I think it would be really quite something if he was a spy. I just can't see that he has the, as my friend Arthur said here.
But as with spies don't tend to always look like spies. All I'm asking you to do, and the reason I have showed my cards, is, of course, your friend has now been found in possession of a stolen item. We don't deal with thieves lightly here. There are many routes we can take to...
Are you going to take his hands? Is that something you guys do?
Taking hands? Oh, I wish we haven't done that for a while, actually. No.
May
there will
I
be
suggest?
fines and tithings. I think you've suggested enough, friend. There will be fines to pay and tithings to abide by. A tithing being a group of people that we bind together with the accomplice to ensure that no further ill foul comes. And if further ill foul does come, then there will be greater consequences for all involved. I think you see where I'm going with this. You guys are going to be the tithing for your young friend.
I've never met the man.
Mira looks at you, Arta, with maybe such a look of disappointment that like she couldn't roll her eyes any more than they are possibly rolled. As he leans back, and there is a second objective. I would just like you to keep an eye on Zaka. You are clear. No one here seems to think he has the capability to spy, but the information I've been passed says otherwise. So I will ask that, for the safety of the Commonwealth and all the people that live here, the people that you have brought here, he looks to Mirror, that you keep an eye for any behaviour that is shifty in nature. Any information that he has taken, any, I don't know, payments that are being made, any gold. Are you aware that he has quite a coin purse on him? Is he your?
I mean, he is a dragon, so you'd assume he likes gold.
You would assume. Just one to watch out for. That if
I mean, he's not a real dragon, though, is he?
No.
I suppose he's not here, so he's not.
Just one to watch out for.
General, I don't feel that we will see him do anything. But if we were, how can we communicate back with you?
Well, you will be.
Probably sending stones.
No, just don't come back. If you are to come back, I would just like an update on what you have found. If there is anything, like we say, for the safety of the Commonwealth, something to watch out for. The Dragonborn, I believe, will be leaving soon, moving on. We have not had as much contact, and they have not been as agreeable as we were hoping. But that's just another thing to watch out for. Yep.
Sorry, can I try and whisper something to Von as he's talking?
Yeah.
Would I need to roll a stealth check?
Yeah, you'd have to roll a sleight of hand, and they're gonna see you whispering. It's just whether he's gonna pick up what you say, because you're sat in if you're sat in a meeting room. It's not like you're sat behind each other, so he'd see you like lean over, unless you don't have any.
I mean, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, but it's just roll a stealth check for what he gets at.
Sleight of hand, do you say?
Yeah.
I mean, to save the stealth anyway.
Yeah.
That'll be a 4.
4. So you can say it, but everyone's going to pretty much hear.
Me thinking I'm super stealthy, I'm going to whisper for one saying, "Does like a disguise."
So he stops and looks at you. You realise everyone turns like what? Well, I mean, there's no need to whisper. Like I say, we will be. I unfortunately cannot take people's hands anymore for thievery as much as I would like to. So there will be a fine that will be coming straight out of his coin purse. But there will be, like I say, there'll be a tithing placed. You will be bound to Zagan if any further misdemeanours happen whilst in Norhearth and under the jurisdiction of the Commonwealth Guard. You will all be punished for said crimes. Nice little thing we do just to keep the community together. Letting everyone look after each other. We find it's a nicer way of rehabilitating than taking fingers. But I just ask you, secondly, that if just keep an eye out on him. If he is passing information, hoarding off gold, keeping secrets, then it's something that we may be interested in. It could be something that is of incredible importance to the people of the Commonwealth and the people of the country in the whole. So just keep your eyes peeled for that one.
We will keep our eye on him, make sure that he doesn't do anything.
Does this tithing work both ways? I mean, if he does something that gets us all in trouble, can we all give him punishment?
The idea is
like take his hands.
The idea is that you should be keeping him in line.
I mean, we will try, obviously, but I mean, nothing's 100%.
And if we were to find out that he was, as you say, a spy or doing dodgy dealing, and we were to turn him in with that tithing, then be broken, or?
Yeah, of course.
Would there be a reward?
There may well be a reward depending on the information that's provided. If it is indeed to the service of the Commonwealth and keeping us safe, I will be very interested, and of course will pay a reward.
I'm sure it won't come to that, but thank you.
Could we be made sort of deputies to look into this matter?
Faywin shoots a look at Ottar.
You are.
Can I get a badge? I think it would really complement my suit.
Let's not miss the fact here that you were all on the suspect sheet about a mere matter of hours ago. All of the strange happenings have included yourselves in the main. Let's not forget, and he looks at you, Otter, you were nearly killed, as I understand, in the museum itself.
I was a victim of a crime, yes.
Yes. So, like I say, consequence. So there will be no badges. This is just something, a heads up almost as much for you. Well, like I say, I'm looking out for your...
I whisper
whisper
to Faywin, not trying to be subtle. Faywin, can you make me a badge like that time you made Zach?
It's like you want him to go to jail. I don't know if you want Zaga, and I could cut his hand off, and I could put his character in jail. He stole a gem from a museum, and then got arrested in the place where they're having it. It sounds like you want Zaga dead. I mean, we can retcon the whole lot. Your friend has been killed. He's been hung. This is medieval times. No. You backchat enough. I was supposed to tell you he's being executed right now. You missed it. Sorry. Whoops. Cool. So yeah, he can let you think on that. But yeah, his end point is this is as much for the safety of the Commonwealth as it is for yourself. So this is a two-way street. Protect yourself as well. Just watch out for the behaviour of the young kobold.
Of course. Are you going to question him now, or is he going to be released along with us?
Yeah, we won't. I mean, we'll try and scare him a little bit, but we can't. With the fine already taken from his coin purse, he cannot be held as owing to the Commonwealth, so he can be released. All we can do is try and scare him a little bit, but also the guards have already complained that he is quite annoying and they would like him gone as soon as possible. So if you could just hang around, we'll have him with you within a mere matter of minutes. He stands up and leaves one of his lieutenants with you guys as you're in the room. He goes back to his office, and then we'll cut back to Zaga. Zaga, you are the general doesn't come to question you in the end. Not worth his time. There's a knock on the door as three guards kind of enter, and you can see as they walk in, one of them is holding on like a plate, like a platter, the gem. As they come in and stand around, he stands at the back so you can see it, but he's not close enough to see you as this guard approaches. Zaga, we have gone through and searched your bag and the rest of your equipment, as is standard for someone that has been detained, and we have found an item that is known to be missing. Of course, before we go any further, we thought we'd let you comment on exactly how you seem to be in the possession of an elemental gem that was taken from the museum a few days ago.
Oh, good, you found it. That saves me the job of giving it back to you.
Giving it back to us. Okay, so you found this where?
I found this outside earlier. It was this morning after I'd been released from prison the first time for being illegally held, which I may say I have found to be quite anti-dragon. And I was wandering around, and in the early hours, I saw a red shiny thing. And being of dragon kind, shiny things interest me. So I went over and picked it up. But then I was busy all day, so I didn't get back here to hand it in. I thought, we're going to have a meeting at the Commonwealth. Once it's done, I can hand it over. It'll all be good. But, again, illegally detained. And I didn't get a chance to hand it over. So yeah, you've saved me the hassle.
Okay, and where exactly did you find this? What time in the morning?
I can't remember exactly what time it was. What time did you release me? It was about 20 minutes after that.
It was in the AM. That was early, like 6 AM. It wasn't the night. It was the morning.
That's what I say. I don't know the exact time. But
and so you were on your own when you found this?
Well, yeah. Who else is wandering around at that kind of time? It was early.
So you have no one to... Well, I mean, there's a lot of people out at that time in the morning. No one saw, no one could corroborate this story?
Well, I mean, I didn't have it on me when you arrested me yesterday. So I obviously got hold of it today.
Okay, and you say you just found this elemental gem just on the floor, or?
Like in a corner, it was covered in muck and things. It must have, when the tidal wave happened, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine people were too busy helping the victims to search all the little corners for a red gem.
Right, okay. So it washed out with the gem. So it wasn't there. You didn't remember seeing it at the time when you were in the museum yourself.
Well, I remember seeing it in the museum. That's how I knew to return it to you.
Right, okay. So you saw it in the museum. You then coincidentally found it in the muck just outside on the floor a few days later. No one was around to corroborate the story. You then held on to it for a day after just being arrested and didn't.
Well, it was a busy day.
Oh, it was a busy day, of course. Let me just write that at the bottom here on these notes. It was a busy day. Okay. You understand that the punishment for thievery in the Commonwealth?
Well, who's a thief?
Well, I'm just saying, do you understand what the punishment for thievery is? Because if you had
To be
understood
honest,
them,
I have no idea what your punishment is. It's not something I've looked into because it's not something I thought I would have an issue with.
Oh, so you didn't think that it was pertinent that you might be accused of being a thief if you were holding on to a gem?
I had been accused of being a thief when I had no gem on me.
Oh, so then
I think it's quite clear if I didn't have it on me straight after the incident and then I've come by it later on, obviously I didn't steal it. I found it.
Okay. Not an intelligent species then, the kobolds. If you thought after being arrested for being a thief that maybe holding on to a gem like this, you might want to get rid of it as quick as possible, rather than being found.
I knew we were due to come back here.
Oh, and then you didn't kick that off as soon as you came in. It was only when we searched your bag that it was. You can understand the coincidences here.
We came in here and we were rushed straight into a meeting. You know how bureaucracy is.
Of course. Roll a deception check.
Deception. 16.
Okay, this is nice. The guards looks at you. Well, unfortunately, bureaucracy says that because it was indeed found and not reported in the right ways, that we will unfortunately have to take a fine is due. I do notice you had quite the coin purse on there, so we've done you the courtesy of paying that fine, so you are not held and detained for any longer than you need to be, Zaga.
You've been through my coin purse? That's thievery.
Is that thievery?
Yes, it's thievery.
I'm telling you there was a bill to be paid, and all we did was take the money for the bill.
Did anybody
up front.
issue me with a bill?
Oh, we were just speeding up your release, sir.
No, I want a lawyer.
As he signs off, scrumps up the piece of paper he was writing on, throws it in the bin. Well, unfortunately, there is no one here unless you have some representation you'd like to bring forward. We can detain you if you'd like until someone turns up.
Arthur?
How long will it take?
I mean, do you have someone?
No. Do you not have
we can
defenders?
We can put
There are
you
lots
in.
of poor people in the city. Surely they don't all afford excellent representation.
No, we have different ways. We go for a bit more of a community support. I do believe a tithing has been set up for yourself where you are going to be rehabilitated, looked after by the people closest to you.
Oh, I want to dispute this bill.
Oh, that's not really how it works. Bureaucracy, you understand.
You've been through my coin purse and stolen from me. Who do I report this to?
You can report it to me, as he takes another piece of paper. What's your report, Zaga?
Who's your manager?
I don't think you've understood how this is working. Zagazoon, we have fined you for 200 gold for the finding and, what should we call it, tardiness in returning the stolen goods to the Commonwealth. In fact, the goods were found by us, so the search fee was applied to that. That has been paid for up front.
You get for trying to be a good guy, huh? Trying to return something, you get robbed by the authorities.
Oh, I apologise. Did you think I was finished?
I knew this place
I
was
wasn't.
dragon. Wait
I
until
can write you up.
about this.
And he writes you up again. Okay, yeah, you're going to interrupt whilst we're trying to go through just the legal proceedings. He's like, I'll have to write you up for interrupting. Writes you out. He's like, take another 10. He's like, 10 gold, paid in advance. You are a good debtor. Lucky for you, you have some friends here, and the general is feeling quite generous despite all that's gone on. So you will be placed into the care of your party, the people you were in that meeting with there, and a tithing will be placed on your head. That is indeed a group tithing. So if you are to commit a crime in Commonwealth again, you will all be reprimanded for
Say
said
again, I
crime.
haven't committed a crime yet, not one you can prove.
I'm sorry, am I hearing that you would like to be detained until your whoever you think this representative is going to turn up? Because by all means, I've got other things to do, and I can happily throw you in
You
a
let
cell.
me know when you prove I've committed a crime.
He just stops and stares at you. Are we going to play this game all day?
I can play this game all week.
Okay. Throw him in a cell! As they come forward.
As a 0 to the 5.
He's gone again! They're going to arrest you and throw you in a cell. Sometimes you've got to learn when to shut up. As they will put you in a cell for the rest of the day. As they'll drag you down, leave your stuff. You have been, please, minus 250 gold, 210 gold, sorry, from your gold.
I've already done that.
As guards come out about half an hour later to speak to the rest of you. So it looks like your friend has actually been detained overnight again. Apparently, he didn't take too well to the tithing and the fines. So you might want to come back tomorrow to collect him.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry.
I have a solution.
Yes.
For next time, so this doesn't happen again. Before bringing him out the cell, can you please put a gag over his mouth?
Well, we need to. He was just being asked basically to recount what happened. So we needed him to give a thing, but apparently he was didn't cooperate, shall we say?
I just assumed he annoyed you guys again.
Well, I mean, there is. It's very busy here, and the guards don't take too well to people just not by and by. I think he actually got off quite lightly with a tithing. We have seen some more serious. If you don't have people around, of course, these sort of things can get out of hand. And as far as I'm aware, he was found with a gem from the from. I probably shouldn't say actually. But yes, so
I assume the fine was quite large.
it was a few hundred gold, I believe, and then yes, because the tithing being placed kind of it's like a first offence type situation where they I don't really know the ins and outs.
If we were to disown him, would we be able to be free of the tithing?
The general I was under the impression the general had agreed with you. If you wanted to be if the tithing was not in place, then there would be as you just look, he's like, I can ask.
No, don't bother him. I don't think that'll go really well.
No, the tithings tend to be pretty effective. We've seen with other crimes, like the banding together of like the community of people to keep people on the track, on the straight and narrow. It tends to be better and easier for us than trying to. So we don't have a large holding cells. They're mainly just for the processing normally of people that own fines and have no way of paying. And we believe are going to flee. But if we can get the debtors paid, normally we let people back out as soon as we can, and we rely on community to kick people back into shape.
Well, at least we know he can't do any more damage today.
Yes, he's quite safe downstairs. But apologies for keeping you waiting.
Thank you for keeping us up to date. We'll come back in the morning. Telepathically to Von. I think if we need to get out of the Commonwealth, out of Allhurst, as soon as we possibly can. This is only going to end badly.
Yep. As soon as we get him out tomorrow morning, we will leave.
Nice.
What time is it, please, Herb?
I think it was early afternoon.
It's early afternoon, so yeah, it's like mid-afternoon.
And the school said by the
closing time, yeah. Towards but we can fast forward to closing time if you'd like to.
Closing time.
Get through. It's only a few hours.
Before we leave Allhurst, everybody, I would like to see my parents and make sure they haven't been murdered by a tree. Just FYI.
I would like to see your parents as well. I want to see what happens at the garden.
Ooh, is your mum making food again?
I don't know. I don't want to get carried away there, though. We should probably get the.
I mean, at least we don't have to worry about duck.
That's true. She'll never cook that again.
I quite like duck, though.
We can go and get our payment if you like. Then maybe
money.
head over there.
Let's get money.
Yes, let's go.
Yes.
I know we need to go and speak to the Druids as well.
Well, you guys kind of need to have. You can go to the Druids, I suppose, and work with them there. So yeah, Mira will finally leave the Commonwealth and head down to the narrow way and back to the Borderlands people, and Bo will head back to the Druid's house to report back, I suppose, on what's gone on. Mm-hmm. As you, meander around, waste a few hours, and head over to the Vortanas Institute. As you arrive, there are Commonwealth guards. 2 Commonwealth guards stood outside the front. Just standing guard as you arrive. But you can make your way inside. At this late hour, where's my Vortanas? I always forget her name. It's Marie, right?
Yeah, it's Marie.
Sorry, I opened up the wrong spreadsheet and I was like, what the fuck? I'm reading the wrong things. But Marie's there. She recognizes you guys as you walk in. She's like, glad you're here. We have a guarded escort for the payment. Renario is in the... he's not in the office. He's in one of the main teaching areas, one of the lecture rooms, because there's a bit more space. If you'd like to go down, he's like, through there, the corridor, you'll see the guards on the left-hand side.
Thanks, Marie. Okay. Have you had a nice day?
It's been a little bit hectic, it's a little bit exciting. I mean, the children, are the children, but when we get Commonwealth cards coming through and I hear there's a sum of money that is being handed over, then it's all a bit of a different day.
Mm-hmm.
She goes back to business stuff. Yeah, as you guys head down, you can see, again, 2 guards outside this lecture room as you make your way, and the glass fronted doors you can see inside is Renario with a few more guards with a small chest that's made out on a table, and there seems to be, with their helmet off, a higher ranking Commonwealth guard as well. As you can... The guards obviously would see you come in, as Renario will see you and kind of wave you in.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Good to see you all. Thank you for coming back. So we have the payment for the contract, but we obviously with some of this amount of money have spiked the interest somewhat of our benefactors. So they just asked to come and meet you as you see the Commonwealth guards are just again eyeballing in on just who you guys are and how you've come to get this much money, I suppose. Cool. I was just trying to think what information, who knows what, where. Vortanas. As you are kind of all invited into the room so the guards can close the door and kind of lock you in this classroom. I say lock you in, it is just a classroom. There's still windows and stuff. It's not like you could get out pretty easily if you wanted to, but they make sure it's secure. And you can see on the desk is like a sizable... It's not like... it's weird because you think 8,500 gold. They're obviously going to deliver it in platinum by the size of it. You might think it's like a huge freaking treasure chest. It's actually it's a decent sized case, like a trunk that's there, but not like pirate chest spilling with gold. They've obviously got this. It's like fresh minted platinum bricks. As the guard steps forward and says, good afternoon. I've been hearing a lot about you. My name is General Adam. That's my second name, not my first name. Gets confusing. And we just want to have a little conversation with you about the job in hand here, how you've helped our benefactors here at the Vortanas Institute, and just what your plans are with this much. Not many adventurers come through and manage to pull off such gigs. So always good to understand those that are more powerful players in cities. So they go on to ask you questions about what you knew, like how you went about, kind of question you on the information of the night before, and then bits into your like where you came from, where your magical heritages are, like how you got your bits about like not how you got your powers so much, but like a bit of your backstories, which we don't have to go through. But would anybody be lying about where they came from or trying to shift focus?
No. Not
I won't mention
There's
my
no need
dad
to
in
do
the
so.
library because Zaga's not
Okay.
here, so I don't want to.
I wouldn't say patron. I'd just say I was born with it.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is fine. It's just so they know that, and they just go through, just get an understanding. Again, there are adventurers in the world, but when people with certain power come through, there's obviously a bit more of renown, and you guys, as your name will start to doing these sort of jobs and hearing that this much money's been passed out, your renown will start to build for good and bad in all Hearth. You will start to be recognised and known, at least by the Commonwealth Guards. So he kind of listens in and kind of fits back with some stuff and throws in some anecdotes about different. And this is a human, so he's not super old, so hasn't seen a huge amount of action. It's not like someone that's been in many wars and bits. But he throws in a few anecdotes of stuff and bits that they fought and different like lake monsters they had to sort that have come out at certain times. Stories that Fabian you would like remember from certain monsters that had like approached the city and the guards have held them off. So he tries to keep up, but can't quite keep up. Then he kind of turns the questioning round and starts asking about your time in Redvant. It's like, I heard you all passed through Redvant and had some time over there, and then made your way over via the border forest to Allhearth. Anything interesting happen in Redvant? Anything out of the ordinary? I know we've been sharing some stories, and I know that there's certain rumours going around about monsters and bits. But anything in particular you want to brag about, show off about?
No.
Give me.
Who's this guy?
I'm
Who's
gonna
this
give
guy
a
again?
really,
I
I'm
say
gonna give
aloud.
a really elaborate story about a 7-headed duck that make it sound as implausible as possible.
Yeah. Give me insight checks.
Let's go roll. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty
10.
20. Anyone? It sounds like only Von. You
17 for me.
17 will be enough. It was a DC 15 and above. You see Renariel's face, and he is sweating. He is like, you can see for a man that is very well held. You can see as the questioning starts, and he starts pushing you on stuff, and just the way the guard doesn't really change his tone. He naturally flows into this, and he's trying to like get information out of you guys and share stories and get bit backwards and forwards, and then you can see this is the bit he wants to concentrate on. As he starts moving on to Redvant, you see Renariel's face as he is worried about the information that is being probed for here.
I just elaborate about we fought an underground criminal ring.
Underground criminal. I mean, Redvant's full of criminals as far as our knowledge goes. Underground. Oh, so just breaking up criminals and then fighting monsters in forests.
Well, I fought some pirates as well.
Oh, pirates. Okay. No one's got any experiences with anything otherworldly, have they?
Worldly.
Otherworld? I was literally gonna say
All give me deception checks.
Fuck.
Otherworldly?
That is
Nat 20.
Oh.
That is an 11 for Arta.
21.
17.
Yeah, I got 21 with my nat 20.
Okay. What was yours? 117.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled a 17 on a dice, plus stuff. So as he says it, you can see that he like catches a few, like almost the unison of the answer is one kind of giveaway, but then a few of you break in. Yeah, we've had some, just because you might be interested, being, adventurers on the trail of of gold and renown and whatever it is that drives you to do what it is you do as a job. But we had a specimen that the Institute have been studying of something that was otherworldly, something that they've never seen before. And I just wondered if you had any inklings, seen anything, heard anything. We're interested in maybe doing a bit of investigation. Is this? That doesn't ring a bell?
No, but that kind of creature sounds very interesting.
By otherworldly, you mean what, an alien?
Well, or of another plane of existence. We know that the lines get blurred in certain areas between. Normally, we see fey creatures. This could just be some kind of fey abomination, I suppose. But it's well outside my area of expertise. All I know is that there was. And he looks for Renari and says, "Yeah, you were studying something." Renari's like, "I don't think we should be discussing what the school has been studying with just." And he says, "No, it's fine. Okay." No, just it's interesting. Like I say, keep your eyes peeled when you're going out. I assume your plans from here are to head back out. You're not hanging around Allherth much, are you? I hear the general's got a bit of a bee in his bonnet about you.
No, we're going to go
We do plan to head out tomorrow.
investigate this death bloom business some more.
Yes, okay. Back to the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, if there's any further information you want to provide or want to help us out at all, then come and see me. Any I was going to say gives you a code, doesn't give you a card. He's just like they'll be able to find me. I work for a subsection. I work for dotted line for the general, but we just deal in information. So yeah, come and ask to see me. The title of general is a little bit bloated, but we look after information and making sure that the Commonwealth is fully informed of everything that's going on, not necessarily just the defence stuff that the general Stormblade looks after. So, but yeah,
General Adam, you said you work for the Commonwealth.
Oh yes, yeah. We're one section of the Commonwealth.
In which division is that?
Like I say, we look after information.
The Division of Information.
Yeah.
Oh, your dad might know him then, Fabian.
Oh, you got some links to the Commonwealth, do we?
Oh, he's just a librarian. Fabian is pissed.
Well, that's
He's
where a lot of
just
the
a librarian.
information is stored.
Yes, we love books. I've always been a bit of a bookworm myself.
Well,
I would argue he's not even a librarian. That works near books.
Slightly insulting, Arthur, but thank you.
Well, anyway, we don't want to keep you. We just want to make sure that this was all handed over, and of course, that with such important people about helping the Commonwealth and the Commonwealth's interests, like this here at the Voltanis Institute, just that we get to know each other. Of course, we are the benefactors. I am just signing off and ensuring that you are indeed handed over this tithings for good work. So, does someone want to count? As he lifts up, and you can see just like lines of pure, like clean minted platinum bars. Platinum is 10 gold.
I will count.
Mm-hmm.
I will keep an eye on it.
As you count, he's like, "Oh, don't trust us." Interesting. And he's like,
It's
"Nah,
always
I'm
good
joking."
to count, no matter what. Come on, you know how this goes.
As you go through and you count out, 8,500 gold, but in platinum, so it's 850. Yeah.
Minus the 0.
Yep.
So that's 215 each. Split 4 ways, right?
It's not quite maths. I feel like those maths there's an extra 20 missing, but what do I know?
Zachary's aware how much you sold the scrolls for. You told him yesterday.
We did tell him 1,700 each.
It's like a spy though, so.
But we didn't get the money though because we need all 5 of us here though.
But then he'll come asking for it.
At the moment, we're just taking all the money.
Von Van, you look after his share.
Okay.
So, do I have to add it in platinum?
No, you can add it gold if you want.
850 divided by 5. 170. Copy and paste because I don't know where my keyboard is.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. It's been nice to meet you, General Adam. Renario, good to see you.
Venaro is like, thank you very much for a good... and you can see that Venaro is keeping it very formal with you guys. As almost like a... like you have been hired on a contract, not that you've had like regular contracts. Yes, like a professional. Yeah, very. So almost like a little bit off, but then you kind of understand why he's doing it.
Faywin thanked all of the guards in the room for their service.
Yeah. A lot of guards don't say much, but they're like, okay. And then you can hang around and leave once that's all done and signed over. They actually get you to sign essentially like a receipt on there as well. So someone needs to sign for that. And Renario signs that he witnesses that the gold's been handed over, so there is no dispute about payments being made.
I found we had Zaga for a paw print.
And then he rolls up, bids you all a good day, and he's like, like I say, anything that you think we should be understanding or hearing, like I said, we're in the realms of information gathering and understanding anything new and accomplished. And I hear this Death Bloom is quite interesting. Then yeah, please don't be afraid to come knocking. We'll always have someone available to listen. And he goes, Renario,
if we find out anything, we'll let you know.
He's like, thank you. He nods to Renario, and then gives a short whistle. I can't do it. And the guards open the door, and then they all start moving out and just trot off down the street, leaving you with Renario in the thing. As he kind of once he kind of waits at the door and sees it left, and he's like, that was I wasn't aware that the general was going to be done. He sits on the board for the school and signs off on the. He decides on where the Commonwealth puts its money in advancing its knowledge. He says information, but I think he has fingers in many pies. And he definitely would have been the one that has control of,
yes, of course.
So
I didn't like him, Renario.
He's just very
inquisitive.
Yes, inquisitive,
eccentric. I would describe him as eccentric after that conversation.
I think he's nosy, and he's asking far too many questions and wanting to know far too much.
He does want to know as much as he can, yes. But all in all, without him and without the inquisitiveness of the Commonwealth, the Vortalis Institute does not exist. So there are benefits to being inquisitive, and of course, we know that the specimen was quite unique. So I'm not surprised. Of course, I just don't want anything coming back. So far, we have been we've kind of lent as much as we can, unfortunately, on the Druids as being the main source of these specimens. We haven't named anyone in particular. So,
and I appreciate that.
No, we have to. I understand that. Knowledge and information can go a long way, and burning sources and burning our own relationships is not the way we would like to operate. So give my regards to Tycho, but I was told he's not been seen for a few days. Days.
No, he seemed to have disappeared.
He was an eccentric man. I would describe him definitely as eccentric. Who even knows? But no, I would thank you again for your commitment to getting to the bottom of our little problem. And of course, we have we are still dealing with a bit of the aftermath, but everybody is on the mend.
Did both of the students come back in today?
No, we haven't seen Hathos at all since. We have been trying to get in contact and contact his residence to find out where he is. Tagar is healing well. He has been released from the Druids, which is great, but it will be on a long mend. I don't think we'll expect to see him back in school for a matter of weeks. He was quite badly injured.
I'm glad that he's on the mend. Hopefully, the other one is just a little spooked. He'll be coming back soon.
Maybe
yes,
they've
we're
learned
trying
the
to find-
lessons.
Yes, we obviously will be trying to find out whether, we assume Horatio was the instigator in all this, but we of course will be working out. Oh, I did wait. We were trying to rehabilitate them back in, of course, teaching students arcane skills and them losing their way within the institute is not ideal for us.
Benaria, may I borrow you for a moment once this conversation is finished?
Yeah, of course.
Something I'd like to discuss with you in private.
He's like, yeah, we
Let's
can.
ask you to leave, boys. Let's go.
Yes, I think
Well,
so.
I know when we're not wanted.
Someone might bring up my dad working in the library again.
So that's 8,500 split 3 ways now.
I took my share. Cheeky.
No, Von's got all the money.
Bomban. If you split it 3 ways.
You'll never.
We're splitting it 5 ways.
Faywin gestures like a cutthroat.
Wow,
Whilst-
threatening me now as
whilst-
well.
In front of Benario.
Whilst Saga had to pay a fine, he did help with this one, I think. Enough. He helped a bit. So he should get his reward as well. Got to stand up
Nice.
for my boy. Excuse me?
He's a spy.
No, I
it's
can't
a
cast
spy.
spells. I was about to cast a spell and I was like, no, I can't do that. Not here.
Let's go. Come on. Let's leave.
Let's just leave. Pub?
Yeah, pub, definitely.
I'm not going to
Drinks
be that
come
long.
out.
Don't end up going to the pub, please.
Drinks can come
We'll
outside
meet you
the
in the
shed.
pub. That's fair.
I assume you tell me which pub, not just pub in the middle of the common.
I mean, I want to go to the Druid house, so I'm not going to go to the pub yet.
Okay. I'll meet you at the Druid house, Von.
Fight Club Barter?
Oh, we do need to say our goodbyes.
Slay.
Because I'm sure they'll miss us.
They will, definitely.
But I don't think we can fight. We've got a busy day ahead tomorrow.
Could you have
So
this
we'll show our
conversation outside of
faces.
this room? Should we...
No, it's just like, are you going to leave? Like,
Rodaria's
Sorry, were
it's
you?
like, again,
I
it's
thought
like, how
you
are
were,
you guys
you were going
effective?
somewhere.
I thought you were leaving. I need to lock this room. And
Let's
it's kind of
go. Come on. Move outside.
okay. He shuffles you out, and then he goes upstairs and takes you up to the office. So it's a bit of a nicer room and environment rather than the large study. He's like, so Freeman, how can I help?
Just one quick question, out of character. Fae beings aren't like hated or anything
Oh
in
yeah,
the world. They're not like.
they're fully hated by everyone. No,
Okay, fine. It's
Fae
like
beings
it's a,
are the
a
most.
known and
Are the,
accepted.
no, Fae. There is the understanding from elves that they all believe that they originally came from the Feywilds and then just over many like millennia have stayed here. In terms of like other Fae beings, there aren't many in terms of they're not seen as in like intelligent humanoids.
Right.
You don't just get like wandering around like uber elaborate elven Fae beings, like ones that are almost part tree.
But if Faywin was to say about having Fae blood, she's not going to be thrown in a prison cell for being.
No. And again, because like some people will come down, and he will have more of an understanding than any of like how the lineage and how people end up with powers, whether that be
Okay, cool.
sorcery.
They
Sorry,
will
I
get
just wanted
stuck in
to
the
double
cell with Zaga. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
getting
3
covered
ways
in-
now.
No,
But
the more known Fae will be like creatures that have branched across and made the jump between the Feywild and the material plane, and then have either stayed here and lived here, or have turned into creatures that have been like chased off and whatever else. So
Okay,
the
fine.
Feywild is known, but the link is less known by most people.
Great. So Renario, I wanted to speak to you. I didn't feel it was appropriate to mention this with everything that's been going on, but now that we have a moment and the contract is finished, I can't remember the name. Venarius?
Voltanus.
Voltanus Institute. Sorry, it's been a long
Vortanus
day.
is my name, so
Sorry.
Renario Vortanus is named after me.
So the Institute is obviously in high regard, and I appreciate that you're at the very beginning of its founding, and I feel like in years to come it will become a really great and established, the place to be. I wanted to speak to you because I appreciate how, you don't just let any person walk in off the street to study here under you and your staff, but I feel that as I've been out on my adventures, I have found that I'm becoming more in touch with Fey heritage. I feel there is Fey in my blood, being a high elf, and I've noticed being out there with everything going on that I'm feeling these senses of more magical abilities. Something that I'm still exploring. It's very much in its infancy, but I wondered if perhaps it would be at all possible if I could work with either yourself or some of your staff just to try and get more in touch with that side of magic that I'm learning, just to see if it helps me with my self-discovery.
Oh, he's like, that's very interesting. So you believe that you are that you can call upon and are in touch with Feywild magic.
I believe so.
Interesting.
As I say, something in my infancy, but it's being out in the border forest, as I'm sure you're aware. There's a lot.
Yes, there is a lot. There is a lot of Fey influence out in the forest, and there is lots in the forest that we would love to study. You are correct. We are looking. We are always looking for ways to increase our knowledge. You will be aware that if you were to work with us in any capacity to understand and study, that the information will be passed back to the Commonwealth. The General, as much as he can, gets on some people's wrong sides, does feed from the information that is in here. So a new branch of somebody researching into Feywild magic would be a new arm for us, and I would love to help you and assign you some tutorage to explore what it is we can understand about the Feywild. There is much we do not know about the area that we are closest to. So if you are happy to work with us, then we are happy to work with you, I suppose.
That would be wonderful. The only issue I have is that we'll obviously be out there in the border forest. I'm not sure for how long. We plan on leaving Woolworth tomorrow, which I appreciate isn't much time. So I'm not sure how that would work. Do you have Zoom?
No, we can. If I can be honest with you, the school environment, the institute as we have it set up now, isn't the best breeding ground for spontaneous learning of magic, especially when calling on powers that people or students have that are new and they're trying to unlock and understand. You sometimes find that you will make greater leaps, and we know this is the case if you are putting your body under and your mind through more stressful scenarios. Forcing yourself into these scenarios and pushing yourself to the limit will enable you to stretch and reach further than those learning in the classroom would. Of course, we cannot take the younglings out into the border forest to go and put them through a gauntlet to see if they sink or swim. Unfortunately, I think we would be shut down quite quickly if that happened. So I think you will be fine in a lot of your study by just, like you say, finding and feeling your way. And what we can do is provide you with some documentation and some books to take with you, and then we will be proud to provide you a sending stone to contact back to the institute if there is something you need to speak to one of the tutors about. We don't have many, in fact, very few. But we look at the Druids model, and the Druids themselves. They spend a long time in their early studies on their kind of walkabouts. I think your comrade Von Van is probably doing a similar sort of thing now. They don't like to stay locked down to their studies, so it's something that we are very interested in exploring, and whether that creates a better wizard at the end of the day. So we're more than happy to get you set up with anything you need And then whenever you can, of course, as you found out from your late night visit, office hours do apply. But we can have someone there to help guide you if anything you're struggling with anything in any way.
That would be really useful. I wonder, with your mention of the Commonwealth, obviously I appreciate that even from the conversation with General Adam, they're going to want to know what we find in the Feywild. Of the Feywild. My only concern is there's a lot going on in the Border Forest at the moment, and there's a lot of things that we don't understand, not necessarily, aside from the Death Bloom even. And I wonder whether we should be careful with the information that we share and how wide we share that information until we understand it more. As you say, not many people know about it, and that would be my only concern with sharing that with the Commonwealth.
And I understand. Like I said, the only issue we have is the school does not exist without the benefactors and the information. And not to say the information is going to be used in any sinister way. It's just so you're aware of where the information is going. It will be feeding the grander models of the Commonwealth. But the information of the Border Forest is and the Feywild is information that we will just need to collect and catalogue and create the next series of books that go into this information. Again, it's not a bad thing in any way, but just understanding the feelings of the meeting we've just had. I just thought it better make you aware of where the information would be passing to.
Okay, great. That makes sense.
So yes, I think we are awaiting. There were some meetings happening, I believe, where the Commonwealth were making decisions on what was to happen before. So I believe they will be coming to us for information. So knowing that you are you're heading back to the Border Forest from Allhav?
We plan to, yes. Tomorrow is the plan. Hopefully not too late in the day.
Okay.
And where out there in the dark.
And where are you staying?
When we're in the Border Forest?
No, for tomorrow. If we're going to need to get stuff to you, we're going to need to get that sent and sorted today for early tomorrow, just to make sure that you have everything you need.
I think to the Druids' house.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I can collect things from there. And did you say, sorry, that it would be a sending scroll that I would get to be able to communicate back with you? Or?
No, sending stone, just so you can communicate with us daily if need be, and then that will put you in contact with whoever will be picking up the sending stones this time, so we can leave notes and communicate back with you once we've pulled relevant information.
That sounds great. I'm very excited.
It's very exciting. The further study of magic and understanding is incredibly exciting. I'm a little jealous you're going to be out on the road doing so as I sit here, although at my age I don't think I really want to be going out and sleeping rough in the forest. So enjoy that. Enjoy collecting information. We will package up everything you need to get started and send that over to the Druid house for your attention to pick up. And we'll try and get so it's there for you tomorrow morning at earliest. So you can leave with it. And then, any envoy or information we will pass to you via Sending Stone. If there's anything you need clarification from or new discoveries you find that you want us to help you understand, then please do get in touch. And when you're next back in Allhav, we will touch base and debrief on all the information you've found.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Fewin. Enjoy and welcome to the Vortanus Arcane Institute.
Do you have robes?
No.
Or any merch? Maybe a quill or
we'll send you the spell book with the appropriate.
Is it embossed or? You know what? Don't worry. I'll wait and see.
Okay.
I'm really excited.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have a good day, Fewin.
She skips out.
Embossed. Nice. So you are enrolled as essentially as like a trainee / information gatherer for the Vortanus Arcane Institute. Being a little rat spy. No, I'm joking. But yeah, furthering their understanding of the Feywild. As you skip out with a skip in your step, doesn't take you long to catch up with the guys. So the rest of you are heading off to the Druid house, or to you going to the pub?
I mean, it's kind of like a whole group. It should be a whole group discussion. No, Zaga's not here.
Do you reckon he's ever going to get let out?
I mean, not if he keeps going like he has done today, I guess. He's not the one. He's not the kind to back down.
Every time he gets to like the release pod, he's like, "No, he's going back in again."
He's just got small man
like
syndrome,
Charles Bronson.
that's what it is.
Charles Bronson got arrested for robbing like 100 quid and then was in prison for 26 years. It's got a very similar vibe.
Now let's go back to your house.
I could always catch up with you guys later if you don't want to.
No, we'll go there. We need to see the Druids anyway, I guess.
Yeah, because I suppose above the table, only Faywin and Von heard the initial meeting on the Druids. There is no other plans. If you're going to leave and do anything, there is, like, at the moment, no plan, no agreement. No one really knows what's going on. So it might be good for you to all hear, or at least have a chance to discuss what you might be signed up for, if not, or if you're not going to do it, just so you have a plan, rather than just like, hey, we're going to leave. It's like, where are we going now? You're going to be like, I don't know, because we didn't agree to do anything for anybody. So it might be good. Might be good. So you could
relay some of the conversation on the way to Druid's house of what was said before.
Wee break?
Yes, I was going to say we'll take a pee break. Cool. So we'll take a piss break and then come back for the Druids. And then, obviously Bo will be there as well, so you can catch up with bloody robes. And Faywin's a wizard.
You need to fucking graduate first before you get robes.
Can I have robes? Can I have a badge?
Or at least like a little
You're going to get sent all the stuff you need.
I need embossed paper.
You don't need embossed paper. Oh, well, spell paper would be pretty fancy. It should be anyway.
Did you like my chance in for a sending spell?
Sending spell won't be as good.
Phrased it properly. You wanted the scroll to copy it into your spell book so you could cast sending whenever you wanted to whoever you wanted.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a noob at wizardry.
No,
Which would have been better than a stone that only connects to the wizards.
Yeah, you've got essentially a tutor hotline.
Yeah, I like it though.
Yeah, it works. Right, pee break. Perfect. So we are back. Heading to La Druid House. Zaga's in jail. Oh, pardon me. So you. It's not even really jail. It's just a couple of holding cells. They wouldn't pay for jails. They don't make sense. Very costly.
Does it still smell of dwarf piss?
No, you cleaned me in the morning.
Do they clean?
I cleaned you, but I mean, I didn't clean the room.
So yeah.
Just your bedding. Your bedding smells like dwarf piss.
Can we have done this before we came back? Okay, we came back. Cool, Druid House. So, Faywin, you will join within a few minutes of those guys being here, I suppose. As you arrive and can go and find Bo in his little working room, his little information gathering center with the of the Death Bloom, and Grom is in there with him as you guys arrive. As he's kind of like, as you catch him, he's debriefing Grom on the meeting with the Commonwealth. And he's like, makes sense, yeah. As you arrive, welcome into the room. And you can interrupt their conversation however you both like.
Objection!
Put him in the fucking jail.
Hello.
As both going in, he's like, Grom, I mean, I've given you the brief, but here these guys can add more flavour, I suppose, if need be. But sounds like they, I'm not going to jump to help with much until we can give them something concrete. And Grom's like, I can't say I'm surprised, but it's a shame that they've got a lot of resources that could have been useful to us. We'll have to come up with a plan. Have you thought more as a conglomerate what your plans are from here? This looks to you, Von, Faywin. And kind of to Arta and Otter, and then realising you guys weren't there. So it's like, do you know what's going on?
I haven't fully briefed them. I've given some details about what was discussed. We've had a very hectic day with the Commonwealth meeting and a couple other things, but has there been any more discussion about the different options available?
Well,
is the option of us heading out still the one that's being put forward?
Each of the houses are coming up with different areas. There's a larger plan at place. We need to. The Emperor sect still believe controlled fires are going to be the future, but I'm not quite sure that's going to work. But we have
quickest and easiest option.
Yes, but
doesn't seem very druid-like.
I have
no, but
in that forest.
It's
whether I've not seen them in a while.
There are many people and creatures that rely on the forest for survival, but also, if we believe this death bloom is as strong as it is, I do not believe that a fire is going to end and may in fact enrage the growth of this thing. It's able to tune nature to its own will, so the fire would have to be incredibly potent, incredibly quick to burn through that amount of forest, and I don't think that will be the case. I think in certain areas maybe we can control and fight back, but
it would do more damage to the animals and people in the forest than it would to the entire
forest.
I thought all the people had moved out of the forest when it started. No,
the people of the borderlands.
Only the elves on the edge moved back to Eden. The rest of the families and settlements throughout the forest, we know nothing of. We don't know whether they're even still alive.
Oh, well, I thought they'd all moved because of this.
Again, some may well have done, but it's not as easy to keep contact with them without heading into the forest. So we have no way of really knowing.
And you say your family's in there, Van? Or possibly in there?
What's left of my family's in there, yes. Well, was in there. Maybe still is.
They still will be. They'll be safe.
Yes, the wood elves we know have or had per Bo's information retreated back to Eden, but there are outposts throughout the border forest, small towns, small settlements that the wood elf folk still live in and live within the forest. The borderlands folk, as many as we know, have been evacuated, but there are many people that live within the forest that shun standard, more city life society. So we could not. I don't think we would even have the power to burn the forest at the rate that would be required. But in certain areas, the Ember sect quite happy to do so. The Air sect are talking about setting up recon and mapping from above of the borderlands, and we have got some information back from them. Oh, I could map off this as well. I've seen you map before anyway, but and you can see that there is additional information being added to a separate map that Bo had an original one, which was just like mapping the movements and what had happened, and like almost like a timeline of this is what happened here, this is what happened here. There's a separate, more like detailed, almost like a survey map being drawn up, which is like being like hand drawn by certain people, where there's certain sectors where they are sending out essentially the air scouts going out. So air Janazis and wild shapes are flying out. Druids are sending out to start scouting parts of the borderlands to remap the information they have to get more detailed viewings of how things look now, and is stuff changing? Can they spot where movement is happening? It's only just started, so there's not a lot being done there, but you can see that's their plan is to provide recon and up to date, more detailed tracking of movements and looking for problems within the border forest itself and the borderlands. And then it brings them to the earth, and Grom explains that our plan is still to map as much as we can of the forest from the ground. The air sect can do what they can from above, but the canopy is thick in the border forest. You've been to the border forest. You understand the thickness of the growth within.
Yes, of course. course.
The forest
so
service.
much you can see from the air.
Exactly. So we'll be looking to explore all we can for the map. We have some experts in the Neverlight Grove who will be updating and bringing us forward some maps of the underground tunnels, so we can make sure that we are aware of any underground movement, and if that is safest for us to move through, we can use those tunnels to our advantage as well. And I believe Bo had mentioned that there had already been some contact made with the Myconid of the Border Forest. So we will be trying to make contact where we can with the Myconid circles to get an update of how they feel, what is going on with their work, anything that they can provide us in terms of information and knowledge from underground up. But of course, the best is going to be sending in scouts ourselves to the forest.
Yes, of course.
As he kind of looks to Bo and looks at you, Von, and Fabian was like, and that's where we can send additional groups, but Bo here is quite adamant that you as a team have the most capabilities to go deeper into the forest, and we maybe will be happy to send some of our scouts.
I think that's right. We will need to obviously be equipped effectively in order to survive, even to be able to assist in this mission.
Yes, of course. No, we will be. We have some collections of some items of protection that we can definitely provide. We will kit you with all we can to ensure that your journey is as safe as it can be, and you are covered and protected as much as you can be. But there is only so much that a suit of protection or a protection from the Nine Sisters can take you without some on the ground experience.
Of course,
and that's and obviously that's where we come in. Again, obviously I made my thoughts known on this from my point of view before, but obviously this is a joint decision between everyone. So I can't make that decision up for the rest. So are you guys willing for us to go out and scout ahead, try and work out anything more we can do?
For Meadow,
I mean,
yes.
I don't know if we've got a choice in the matter, and I mean, I'm getting a bit. I hate to say this after looking at housing. I could do with a little walk, you know.
Yep.
Have a little explore of somewhere that doesn't have walls.
I have business in Redvant, but once that's concluded, yes, I will.
We can head back to Redvant as well, and part of the process is we can speak to the elves down there as well.
I was you read my mind. I was going to suggest with the elves returning to Redvant, having retreated to the forest, they will be a good place to start. You have connections in Redvant, and I believe you have already made your way into the forest via Redvant before, so maybe treading paths known would be a good place to start. We can provide you with what survey maps we have of the area to help you with further travel, but you will be traveling to areas that are not mapped in detail or have not been mapped in detail for maybe hundreds of years. So,
you're able to provide transportation, like horses?
We can provide transportation to Redvant.
Yes, I mean obviously horses won't be good in the forest.
No, they would be no good. Yeah, we can arrange car. We may have some other tricks up our sleeves.
Oh, can you teleport us? That'd be fun.
Unfortunately, we cannot teleport, but we can. We have ways of getting there quicker.
Why can no one do cool stuff? Art says to himself as he just kind of sighs and just looks defeated.
Otto almost prepares Dimension Door to show, but he doesn't.
You should jump 500 feet at a time. I've run out of spell slots.
I only can do it twice.
Everyone catches you up in about 4 minutes. Great job. the finer details of your travel, and we can definitely arrange. We may even send some of our own Earth and Sect Druids with you to be a relay point on a much closer area. If you are to use Redvant as your kickoff base, it appears probably the safest and closest larger settlement, with the Borderlands settlements being evacuated. Then we will send, and Bo has already put himself forward to lead the information gathering party that will be your relay towards to us here in Allhearth.
And in terms of communicating back to you, how would you like us to do so if we find something out there that needs attention?
If you can,
Sending stones.
you just fucking want to change sending things.
I pick up the wrong one and speak to.
Yeah, I was gonna say you just like.
Oh,
Then I didn't label them.
We have 3 different sets to 3 different people at the moment, so
Yeah, so you just don't have sending stones. What you need is a complete set of sending stones, not one that goes to random people. It's like, I'm just going to bring you, Viper, I'm bringing you. Can you ring Renario to bring me back when I've given my stone to Otter? So if you could just ring him, if you could just go from Allhearth to the hobgoblins, and let's get them to.
That was a genuine question because I did put about a flare or something if something bad goes down. Yeah.
No. So the communication between yourself and Bo, you will have to work out the best means yourself. I expect you'll take this as it comes and what you find from there. So I will leave it within your capable hands to work out. But there is some information, some equipment that we can provide that can help with communication across distances. We also will have, like I say, we'll have scouts and parties out also to help. But the tip of the spear, as it were, would be yourselves.
I am
Great.
happy to do this if the rest of you are.
Like I say, once my business in Redvant's concluded, then yes, I'll be happy to join. It shouldn't take long.
And I guess Zaga has no choice but to follow us.
Whatever you're about, you know.
Well, I mean, he can stay here in prison.
It's the best way of doing it. He's a spy.
I mean, he'd do. Hey, talking about setting fire to the forest. Good at fire.
But
Okay,
we're not
he's
setting fire to the forest.
parts of the forest. There was talk of parts of the forest. I heard that.
There may be areas to contain. We would leave you to provide us the information on where to add and where to bring in forces. Like I say, you will be the knife that cuts the cake, and we will be able to follow on from there with whatever is appropriate, whatever you see fit between yourselves and the forward party that Bo will be operating from Redvant.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Yeah. This is great. Bo's like, he's like, I knew you guys would come around in the end. This is gonna be cool. And it's like, but Bo, this is incredibly serious and a dangerous situation. He's like, yeah, I know, but he's like,
Bo's in that little jump up in the air with the fist in the air,
Woohoo!
kicking the heels.
I've been researching stuff. We're gonna get to go out again. Also, he's been here for like
I
a
like
few weeks
Bo.
now as well. So he is uber excited about getting back out to do stuff. So I will leave you, Bo, if you can finish up the plan. I will go and let the other heads of the houses know that we have our strike team, as it were, and we will be building a plan around mapping the forest behind this team. And Bo, you will be leading us up. And he's like, I will also leave you, Bo, to take the team through the necessary requirements and get them equipped. Bo's like, that I can do. Well, thank you for agreeing to do this. This is a interesting and potentially world-changing event that we need to understand as quickly as possible.
We're just scouting, right? Though we're not planning on fighting any.
No, you are supposed to be the strike. We are not suggesting you run to the heart of the border forest, the heart of the forest, the heart of Deathbloom. This is a scouting mission to understand how deep and how big the problem is from the information that we last heard, and from there, I hope you will be best placed to help advise the rest of us on the best course of action.
Very well.
Thanks for doing this.
Yeah. So he nods and leaves you to it with Bo. So he's like, well. Yeah, ask you. We are doing this. He's like, so I've got plans. If we go back to Redvant, I can use up some of the stuff there. We left most of the camps in the south of Redvant in pretty good condition. So we can repurpose the Elven base into our forward operating base, use that to head into the forest from there, whilst also we've got all the provisions of Redvant behind us. You guys have got great links in Redvant, so we shouldn't have to worry about any thievery or untowardness from them. And then we will find out what the fuck is going on in the forest. Exciting times. When do we want to leave?
Oh, well, I mean,
time is of the essence.
How long will it? Yes. How long will it take you to gather what we need to take with us?
Well, I've already been in the background working on this, but it depends on what we're going to kit you up with, provided we've got everything we need. There's nothing else that you are going to ask for. It's going to take longer to get provided for. We already have a few people volunteered to come forward with us. So with a mix of wild shapes and carriages, we can get all the information I need from here to Redvant. If you guys want to go ahead, we can find ways of getting you there earlier as well. But that might take us, tomorrow. We might be able to leave late if you want to leave late tonight, or maybe it'd be the day after. It's really up to you guys. We can push as quick as we need to go. Grom is wanting us to get moving quick, and I want us to get moving double quick.
I mean, ideally, you want to move tomorrow. We need to pick up our fellow friend tomorrow morning.
I mean, if we speak to the general saying we're going now, they might let him out now.
Just so they don't have to part with them anymore.
Oh, he's like, oh. Yeah. I mean, the general didn't seem to like him that much.
No, not at all.
For some reason, I think he's really...
I mean,
I think he wants him around. I think he finds him funny.
I don't think that's what he thought.
Maybe he fancies him. It's like when you're a kid, when you're at school, but I never went to school. When you're a kid and you're like...
He goes, you did... He's like, who do you... You're a cleric, right?
You're a druid, right?
Yeah, and I follow the Nine Sisters. Which of the Nine Sisters do you...
I don't understand the question.
Who's the god of your cleric? You're a cleric. You pray to a deity, right? You support... I mean, we know there are lots of other gods. I'm not assuming you are just...
Wow, I can't believe you disregarded my god like that.
You should know who your god is.
You should be able to tell. You should be able to tell by the holy symbols. You're such a man of faith.
No, not necessarily a man of faith. I am a man of...
I gesture to the holy symbol, and that's what my shield holy symbol is.
On your what?
It's on my shield.
Oh, it's on your shield. And he's like, that... Isn't that a dwarven god?
Yeah.
Oh, and how are you...
Commonwealth representative of the dwarves.
I mean,
Obviously.
I know you are not the Commonwealth representative of the dwarves because you are not a dwarf, and you almost didn't know who your own your deity was. So,
oh, I know who my deity is. I just wanted to. I was testing you.
Okay, is he? He looks rescued. Like, is he always like this?
Yes.
I don't remember him being this weird. Has he got weirder?
He's actually got better.
I don't remember him being this weird. Maybe we didn't spend a lot of time together. No, in fact,
there was a lot going on at the time.
Weren't you you were the one that was just watching the griffins, weren't you? You were just watching the animals whilst the rest of us were discussing.
Yeah, like a proper druid.
Although I don't know that I wasn't there.
You think we just watch animals?
Why don't you watch animals? Is that because you become an animal? Oh, look at me!
Are you a child?
I think this conversation's done.
Yeah, I think. I mean, you're lucky that Grom's left.
Is there a druid prison?
No, we don't have.
No, they believe in freedom and stuff. It's wonder they're in the Commonwealth, really.
Freedom.
They're not in the Commonwealth.
Not in the Commonwealth. It's...
Yeah, hanging around Allhearth. It's the same thing.
Yeah, we have. Okay, lots to learn for some people. I mean, you didn't go to school, like you said, so that makes sense. But yeah,
Bo got sassy during his time studying.
Well, you know, some people just not sassy, just
Oh, Bo, I've missed you.
Ask the question with a simple answer. Apparently.
And I was going to set up a Bo fan club, and now you just.
Don't honestly.
Faywin's beaten you to that already.
Yeah, don't bother.
I was going to chair the meeting for the Bo fan club.
Okay. Faywin's got Bo BFF right in her eyes, ready for it.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Bo. Your time's short.
Bo,
it's like I was there when Melo died. That's not cool.
Yeah,
that's not
he's seen a lot of death. Yeah. Right. Bo, I know you've got things to prepare. We haven't really answered your question yet, but I don't suppose you've heard anything else about Andrea whilst we've been out doing our thing. Nothing else has come back about her.
No, nothing. No, I did actually, and it gets a bit hushed with these. Like I did, push Grum on this, and nothing. As far as he kind of brushed it off in terms of. I was just asking if we'd even heard back from Morgana's Lake itself, and he didn't really give me any yay or nay on the situation. So I haven't even had confirmation.
Suspicious about it.
Not suspicious in that he just didn't give me an answer, but then also not really my information to give or to request. But I couldn't even tell you. There was he didn't really give an indication of whether she'd actually arrived and we just hadn't heard, or she had arrived and we had heard, or what. So, no.
Faywin spins to Von, but doesn't speak out loud because she's going to say to him telepathically. So it's a bit weird. Before we leave, I need you to press Grom on what happened with Andrea. And then she spins back to Bo and is like, thank you. It's good to know.
And I won't spin because that's just really fucking weird. But
yeah.
I will say back to Faywin's like, the more I start pushing Grom, the more he will ask about the other stuff. It may not be a good thing for me to be pressing him too much.
Faywin spins and scowls and spins back.
You spin me.
Okay, so you're all just being weird. So what is the plan? I can get you. I mean, we can get you set up early in the if we're going to take, we can just take the day tomorrow to get prepped. We can bring you in tomorrow to get you through all of the wealth of items we have. If there's some ideas that you guys have, we can go get you fitted for things, take some measurements today, then have you in tomorrow to look at some stuff, load up some consumables, get it all set up. We can take this however you want to take this.
Yeah, because I think, obviously, knowing Zaga, he would definitely be wanting to get kitted out in some sort of way. So obviously, with him not being around until tomorrow,
okay,
we
you
should wait for that side of things tomorrow. But
yeah,
we can get. I don't know. We can have a chat and get some sort of ideas about what sort of stuff we would.
Yeah, I mean, like this is. I like. Grom has been correct in his statement. We do have a wealth of different artifacts and magically imbued items that have been collected and bestowed to the Druids across the years, either collected or crafted or however we've come into them. But it isn't a vast library. It's not like it's not 10 blacksmiths worth of goods down here. So it will be a case of just finding those that you need that best suits, and then we can work out from there. But if there's something there that doesn't fit, we don't have a huge swathe of buying power. There's not a huge amount of gold that comes in via the churches for the procurement of new items. So we'll be able to, and I think just so you're aware, it'll be like a loan situation. Like we once we're all done and good, probably expect them back, but we can deal with that a bit after.
Okay.
Mm.
No problem.
I didn't sign up for that.
You didn't. Well, I mean, you want to. You haven't got anything yet, so you can still not sign up for it, I suppose.
I mean, I could not sign up, yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. Up to you. Okay. So. Not tomorrow, the day after? We're leaving early in the morning, or you want to leave through the night? I'm happy to leave whenever.
I think we should leave tomorrow, some point tomorrow, maybe during the day tomorrow.
Perfect.
If we can get things sorted in the morning, and yes, head out.
Mid to late afternoon.
Yep.
After
Make
lunch.
sure you have a
After
good
lunch.
breakfast.
How long is the travel from Allhouse to Redvant?
Well, it depends on how we want to go. It is far. All have to Redvant. It is
Wasn't it 3
Two-
days last time?
It's 4 days walk direct. Because it took a lot longer because you went across the borderlands and then came up. So you'll be just going across and direct. So it'd be, if it was walking, it'd be 4 days. If you've got carriage and there may be an opportunity to take some boat, it's about 2 days.
How long would it be flying direct?
Quicker.
Eagle Airways.
Quicker. Yeah. And I think that's what he is kind of hinting at with you as well. It's like, well, we are going to have to take the 2 days and go carriage boat, but you have druids available. So there are wild shapes available if there is a quicker route required. No, there's got to be an upside to being a druid as well. Oh, that's for fucking fuck traveling.
Yeah,
Let's just got some eagles and then baby, we can get out of here. So there definitely are plans that if you guys want to go ahead and then get there first, get set up, and Bo will rock in after when they arrive. It's going to take them 2 days because they're going to be taking equipment and everything else, and then it's not worth flying backwards and forwards to try and pick up carriages and horses and whatever else. So he will be on a 2-day travel. Part carriage, probably part boat, and then we'll make it to Redvant. But you guys are free to, request that you get there early with stuff.
Can flying druids carry people then?
Depends what they worship into, but yeah, effectively.
So it would be like a plane.
Not like a plane. You'd be in like it wouldn't be comfortable. You'd be like carried
You'd be
by
like
an eagle.
talons.
There's
You'd be in talons
two
and
ways,
carried.
isn't it? 'Cause you could either get a saddle or talons, effectively.
Yeah,
right?
well, here you'd have to agree to saddle up another druid. But yeah, there are ways. It wouldn't be the most. It would be as comfortable as it is. It'd be quick. Would be the main one, and you'd have to land every so often anyway because they'd get exhausted. So
Yeah.
you still have to take breaks on the ground and find places, but you just wouldn't have any of the on the road traveling. You'd miss all the potential shit that could happen by traveling on foot.
Yeah, let's go by foot. Sounds more fun.
It would be more fun.
You're the one who wanted to get to Redvant quick.
I didn't say quick, I just said need to go to Redvant.
I
The
wanna
quicker we
fly.
get there means that we can deal with what you need to deal with in Redvant. Hopefully, by the time the rest get down here, then we can crack on with.
Arta could get a hippogriff.
I'm listening. Fabian wants a unicorn, I hear.
With wings. Pegasus?
Just know there are some limitations into the
Yeah.
forms that we can take.
Not all of them.
Can you do dragons for Zaga?
Oh, wow.
Or a T-Rex?
Should we...
What's a T-Rex?
I thought you were in fucking prison. Fucking prick.
Should we let Bo get on with his planning?
Yes.
Yes. So you'll be by tomorrow. We'll kick you out. I will arrange for the carts and whatever else, and I'll try and rustle up something for travel purposes, and then we'll rendezvous tomorrow. Good luck. Do not let your friend get arrested for another day.
We do not plan to.
Because we will.
Whether he
to
plans to is another matter entirely.
Well, okay. But you know, like.
We only have so much control over him. But we will do our best to get him out tomorrow morning. And
if he stays
cross
there,
everything goes
he
to
stays
plan.
there.
And, well, yeah, that's the bridge we have to cross when it comes to it.
Okay. Lovely. Have fun. I will acquire the list of equipment that is available for us and start planning what we need to take. He's like, how am I going to get this map from here to Redvant? He's like, oh, Well, I've got my own problems. I will see you in the morrow.
See you in the morning.
Ta-ta, farewell.
Cool. And you can leave.
Guys, I'm going to go to my
the Druids.
parents, but you guys can stay here. I need to break the news to them that I'll be leaving in the morning.
I'm sure they'll be devastated.
You beat me
Oh,
to
it
it.
says sincerely, not sarcastic. Sincerely.
Uh-huh. I believe you.
Insight check after, please.
If you want.
It says sincerely. Don't care what you roll.
Nineteen.
Said sincerely.
Said sincerely.
Okay.
Nice. You can go. So yeah, the rest of you can stay and start going through some of the bits you might be looking for, areas of weakness in your current setups that you might want to help the Druids with, or you can go to the pub or go to the Commonwealth, wherever you want. Fabian, you're going to head back to your parents.
Mm-hmm.
It is, and you went there at the end of the day. So yeah, your dad would have likely been home now, as it is the end of the day. You get into the evening, the early evening, and as you make your way in through the front door, they are just finishing up some lovely dinner, but they are alive.
That is good news.
Mm-hmm.
For now.
Hello, everyone. Something
Hello,
smells
everyone.
nice.
Wow.
Is that how Fabian greets the parents? Hello, everyone.
It's me, your favourite daughter. As your mum turns and goes, oh, Fabian, if you could have said we could have made you some dinner if you were coming. On your own today, or are we with guests? What's the plan? What have you been up to?
No, just on my own. So I've just come from the Druid's house.
Your father lets me know that he spotted you today in the Commonwealth. Certain little meetings were happening, were they?
Yes. We had a meeting with the General and the Ministry of Health and another important lady that I can't remember. It's been a very long day, Mother, but we were talking about the death plume.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
That goes, and that was the High Elven representative, Fairwin.
Sorry, Father.
Yeah, she's quite important.
As I say, it's been a very long day.
Yes. Well, no, it's good. Like you looked for. Well, I saw you being ushered into the general's offices, so I didn't want to step in just in case. He can be a bit finicky sometimes with bits, but yeah, it's good to see you making friends in high places. He looks at your mum and is just like, oof. And you're here to grace us with your presence for one evening, or?
Have you finished eating?
We have finished eating, and
Okay.
it's like, yes, your mother made a lovely dinner as always. You could have come by if you wanted.
No, it's very sweet, but I had a meeting at the Druid's house, so I was quite busy.
Oh, the Druid's house as
wanted
well.
to. Yeah. Oh, as I say, it's been a long day. I came to actually update you on my plans.
Oh,
Yeah. So, Father, as you said, you saw me in the Commonwealth with all of those important figureheads, and I've been spending time with the Druids, and it seems that my party and I are the only ones that will be able to scout more around the border forest and what is happening with the death bloom. And so we have offered our services to be able to help. As you know, with the number of refugees coming, and there will be nothing but more chaos if we aren't to get to the bottom of it. So we will be heading out tomorrow.
Tomorrow, you can see your dad just like shell shocked. Your mum kind of knew this was coming. He's like, no, Faven, but you've only just come back. You can't. Surely there must be other people that can go to investigate. Why aren't the Druids themselves just going down to the forest? Surely they're not better placed, are they not, to look into these things? It's more danger.
Faven takes her father's hands into hers. Says, Father, I know you're worried of the danger, but I hope that you've seen the conversations with the people that I've been having. They wouldn't have these conversations with anyone that they didn't think would be able to be a part of a team that could get this under control. We are working with the Druids, we're working with the Myconids, we're working with the people of Redvant. This is a collective effort. It's not just the 5 of us going out on a whim and hoping for the best. And I feel that it is my duty to see this through for Meadow, for everyone that we've lost along the way, and for the safety and the good of not just the Commonwealth, not just Allhurst, but for the whole of Great Ashling.
Well,
Art starts clapping the speech.
He goes to
Art's-
Blake. Well, I don't. Aaron's not there. Well,
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't.
shit. No, you're at your home. Yeah, you're at your parents' house. Sorry. No.
Me and Von just looking at it like, what?
I just had a.
There was a
vision
random
for my
sending
god.
stone in my bag. I heard all. I don't know whose it is.
As your dad goes to be like, well, I don't, and then your mum like kind of puts her hand on his shoulder and just says, we knew this was coming. I mean, it's your fault for raising such a intelligent and adventurous child. And he's like, and your mum takes over and just says, Fairwin, we understand. We just want you to be safe, and we have met the people that you are travelling with and think that whilst they will protect you, you are needed just as much to protect them, and understand the goal that you have found, the objective that you have found in this moment, and we wish you luck. And she's like, but tomorrow is quite soon, so are you staying for a little bit longer today, or?
Yes, I plan on spending the evening with you. I will need to head over to the Druid house to stay the evening to have my rest. As we're needed there extremely early in the morning, I wouldn't want to wake you at the silly o'clock. But I thought we could spend my last night for now in Allhurst together. And perhaps you could tell me more about what happened in the garden.
Well, funny, you should say that. She's like, the garden, of course. It's like, well, we've got a whole evening. Let's get into it. And they chat for a bit, and then they take her upstairs to the garden, where sprouting out of the magical bean is a
Pyramid.
Is a pyramid with a mummy in it. We have become Indiana Jones, and this is one shot lesson. There is a small. It looks like a miniature tree, but like a what the fuck are they called? The ones that are in the little pots, the Japanese ones.
Bonsai.
Like a bonsai tree. In terms of the it's got a small trunk, but when you look, the trunk is like made up of multiple trunks in this tight like plait almost that runs up, and then out of these, like as you count through, they've got slightly different bark that come through them. There's probably like 5 or 6 different types of bark that's in here that's wrapped into this one single tree, but then out of the top of it, like a giant perm of green bush and fruit, is just this little stump tree that is twice as wide as it is tall. As she's like, this is what grew out of the bean your friend gave us. We took many shavings of the seed itself before planting it. Your father here was very useful in pulling the appropriate information for the stuff we had. We tested little bits here and there to find out what was going on, and then in the end, we just thought, caution to the wind, we'll plant it and see what happens. I mean, what's the worst that could happen, eh? And this is what grew out of it. And she goes through, and there are across it these different, slightly different shades and different colours of fruit that is grown out of the bush. It's like a small fruit tree made up of different colours, and you can see where the different branches, as they spin around and come out, that you've got like one section's gone here, one's gone the other. So whilst it looks like one tree, it's actually like 5 or 6 trees in one. Quite a beautiful looking bush and rather fruitful. As your mother says, we've been taking some of the fruit and testing. We haven't just eaten it straight away. Never eat fey berries without testing them, Feywin. That's a lesson you must learn. But we have been testing them and trying some, and they do seem to have some pep. So she's like, you and your friends would be the perfect case for testing what they could do. None of them appear to be poisonous for now. Hopefully they don't turn poisonous after a while, but if you want to, you're more than willing to take some of the fruit for your journey, your friends.
Of course, that would be so exciting. You've cultivated the bean very well. It's beautiful.
It's a very, I mean, it took a lot of work, but you know, when nature wants to work, nature wants to work. As you go through and can spend the evening like snipping and cutting, taking cut-ins of the different fruits that are there. Can you roll a D10 for me?
9.
9. Cool. You get 19 fruits. Just write down 19 fruits.
Yeah.
They have slightly different colorations, but you will not know what they do until you eat one.
Okay.
And there are different. They are different types. So we'll go through as you eat them to find out what they do whenever you try them. But once you've tried one type, we'll then discern that you know what the rest of them do. And with 19, we can split them between the types. So just write down 19 fruits for now. And then you spend the rest of the evening, go through that, talking to your dad about more information. He tells you that he's still been like, no one's come to ask for the book since. He hasn't heard from the Dragonborn again since. So he thinks that you can see he was like pretty preoccupied with making sure he didn't get caught for that book going missing. That was definitely causing him some angst. But he seems pretty happy that no one so far has asked for anything, and no one's come in for anything. No further information, which is interesting. Or for him, it's good news. And then, but other than that, he's just got pretty fucking standard, boring stories about what's going on. Nothing else that piques your interest. Your mother, talks a lot about her gardening and stuff that's going on, but doesn't let slip anything further on Fayness to you, as you enjoy an evening with your parents.
When my dad goes to the bathroom or something, or to go and look for something boring,
He never pees.
He never pees. Oh.
He's going to hold it all night to spend every single second with you.
Oh, that's
I'm going to wear myself. Nah, he's not mad. He's going to piss all the time.
I just want to let my mum know
Mm-hmm.
that I've been speaking to the wizarding school,
Mm-hmm.
and they have agreed that I can research the Feywild within the Border Forest on their behalf and report back,
Oh,
which I hope will feed into my Fey life.
Yes. I think she'll be excited, but also she will give you, I suppose she'll like word of caution that like the Feywild is magical in its sense, and where you come from is this like almost like this protectionist over your culture being studied by others that are not part of your culture. That sort of feel to it of like, just be careful you don't give away too much. Like this is something that is a journey for you to understand, and you are special, that you are lucky enough that within the bloodline you have managed to gain some Feywild, some control of Feywild magic, but also just don't give that all the way to nerds.
And I do then mention that I had raised that as a concern with the wizarding school, because in my Fey-blooded heart, I felt that already.
Yeah.
But felt that this was a good excuse to or a good way of me being more in touch with it.
Yeah. I think overall she's excited, but just would give you that as a cautionary warning that like you are still learning it, so don't remove from your own experience just to line the knowledge, the books of nerds. But then you also know this is like a constant backwards and forward. Like the only tiff that your mum and dad would ever have is this like learning versus like enjoying the experience versus writing the fucking experience. Like be in the moment versus like note the moment and write it down so you can analog it in time. That would be their forever gripe that they have, which makes sense.
Cool, thank you.
But yeah, you spend the evening with your parents, have a lovely time. At the end of the evening, before you leave, your father is a little sad knowing you're leaving, but he does say he got you a gift and presents you with a small box.
Oh, you didn't have to. I'll be back before you know it.
Well, no, but I mean, anything we can do, and your mother and I, we don't spend our money on much these days. You know, with our hobbies, we keep it simple. So there's no point us sitting on cash that's going to go nowhere. And you did say you wanted this, so.
Faywin opens the box.
It's a very small unicorn. No, it's not a unicorn. There is a pair of sending stones, an equal pair of sending stones that you can give one to somebody that's maybe in your party when you split up, and then you can contact each other, and you don't have to worry about thing. Or you could give it to your parents, and then you have another sending stone.
Does Faywin just give it to her dad?
If you want
How
to,
does
you can.
Faywin get 2 mobile phones?
Because it's just funny that she's just going to have loads, and then I'm going to be like, "Did you label them? Roll a d4 for which one." You get one use a day, and you're going to prank call people.
Can I start a hand check to swap mine for hers?
No. You're not there. So yes, you have a complete set. Well, what you do with a complete set is up to you, but you have a complete set. Yeah. Oh shit. Drink spill. Lovely. So you have that. They give you a lovely gift. They spend lots and lots of money on it. Lots of money. Poor your father doing all that overtime in the library. Your mum, she doesn't even work. Lazy cow. But you have that now.
Faywin doesn't care.
Yeah,
No, shut up.
Get off your
I absolutely do. Because I go back to my childhood bedroom and find a small purse, and I put 209 gold in it with a note saying something really sweet in it.
Something really sweet.
And
Sugar.
Leave it somewhere that I know that my mum will find.
Okay, nice.
So it's 209.
209. I'll write that.
And as it's your purse, your mum's going to put it back in your room untouched.
No, there's a note on it saying something very poetic.
You'll yeah, you get a sending spell from them saying, "We spent the money going on a cruise. Bye." Nice, cool. So you spend that for the evening. The rest of you,
You're adopted.
No, don't ruin my story. The rest of you that did not go to Faywin's house, what was your plans for the evening? You just staying at a druid house, getting drunk, doing anything useful, or will we fast forward into the morning?
Just fast forward.
Fast forward.
Nice. So you can take long rests and awake in the morning.
When was the last time I rolled for his beard?
I thought he went to keep it as a moustache. It stays unless he...
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to keep it as a moustache.
Yeah. We tried to do it straight away, and he was like, "Nah, I just want to keep it as a moustache." It's like, well, if you don't want to grow any fur...
Mainly because I didn't want to draw an edit on a wonderful
on the
edit.
already wonderfully drawn moustache that is there. Nice. So you awake. So Fabian, you would have made your way back to the druid house. What times would you guys be awakening to get going on this morning? Take a line. Take a nice long rest. You wouldn't have been up that late.
I'll have a bit of a lie-in.
Bit of a line. Yeah.
A long travel away.
You got. Yeah. You've got. This would be the last. Well, depending if you get there really quickly, but these beds are definitely more comfortable than sleeping out on the road. So, yeah, you could enjoy them for a bit. In the morning, as you wake up and get yourself set for breakfast, a lot of the druids have already kicked on and started their day. You will be like the last to hit the breakfast buffet. There is a parcel awaiting for you, Faywin, which is from the druid school, from the wizard school. So you can see it is got the stamp of the Vatanus Arcane Institute in the corner, marked up to yourself, and there's a small box.
How small?
super tiny. It's
Like a
got mini book
shoebox?
in it.
Oh.
Nah, like
Sending
a
stones.
yeah. Another sending stone. No, it's a like a
Like a shoebox?
No, like a office crate, like an A4 sized paper crate sort of thing.
Okay.
Not huge, bigger than a shoebox though.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
so
tuition
like-
fee documents in.
Yeah, it's got a bill on it. It's just a big box with loads of packaging foam and a bill that says "You owe us." Nice. What
1,700 gold.
wizard? Yeah, you gives us money. It's a Ponzi scheme. It's not really a wizard school. What wizard did you pick? Did you have to pick
Wizard?
anything with wizard?
No.
You didn't pick any subclass at the beginning?
Not at level 1, you don't.
No.
I think it's level 2.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, well, we're good. You have to have a book anyway. I was trying to think what the
Princess
basic
Wizard?
requirements are.
No?
Jesus Christ! Every time I give you something nice, I instantly regret it. Is that weird?
I'm just excited and
Yeah.
You sound like a parent.
Yeah, it's just like, we did the thing, and
I've just
they
given you
carried away.
209 gold, Father. This is,
You got 1 million. It's not from. Anyways, this is from the institute. So
I
you
know.
have in that book, in that box as you open it up. Fabian very excited that she has a Vortana's Arcane Institute embossed box. Whatever that means. Is your wizarding spell book, a very small one to start with, not a big old thick tome, quite a thin tome, but with a separation on paper in there, where there is half the book operates as a spell book, and then you like flip, and the back half you can feel the paper quality is different. It's still good quality paper, but it's not the spellbound paper, which is more of a diary of notes. There is what looks like a scroll rolled up in there as well, and a note from Renariel that just explains that within here is your spell book for noting down your spells as you learn new spells and become a wizard. It's also to be used for your notes, so anything you notice about your Feywild magic, anything you pick up, any questions you need answering, any arcane notes are to be filled within the book, and they can be discussed with your tutor at time in your back or via your sending stone when you check in with them. They provide you with 2 sets of ink, one and a few quills. One of them is clearly marked as spell writing ink, so it's to be used for scribing spells into your spellbook, and the other one is just more of a standard ink for note taking. So you have both of those in there, and then he puts in there after all the welcome speech and your first assignment is to help us map. We've been asked to map the border forest in as much detail as possible, and as such have provided you with a map of movement memory, which is the scroll. If you I think you have to attune to it when you are. I think it's attuned to it, or you have to open it and essentially like activate it when you are close to the border forest. It will start to map arcanely the information you see around you. So as you describe and go through the border forest, it will start to map out the border forest for them. So a way of arcanely drawing a map of what you find, and they've kind of assigned you that as your first task. So you can add all that other wizard crap, and then a map of movement memory. I think it's a magical item that I've added, so check that.
Could you send me it as a list after the game?
Yes, the rest of it I think we just have to look at your wizard thing, because you can put them in, but I don't remember so much. But the map of movement memory is definitely on there. So you get that. You can have a lovely breakfast. Zagazoon, you are woken up bright and early, and by bright it's dark in here, so it's when the door opens and they come down. As they go through, open your cell. Did we have a good night's sleep? You're being moved this morning. Zaga dead. Did we go
I
to
think
sleep?
we were sleeping for real.
Good. They take
Someone send someone around his house to piss on him.
If he is, it's even better because I can wait until he goes there. Nice. So Zaga is woken up and moved early in the morning. Early in the morning, like 6 a.m. before you guys have gotten up. So where would you be heading this morning? Over to pick up one Zagazoon? Or are you doing something else this morning beforehand?
I think Arthur would go pick up Saga. But we might have to wait on that, just in case he's still sleeping, and instead do something else.
No, because It's more humiliating if he has to hear about it secondhand and he can't answer back. He might actually get out of the jail this way.
Yeah, that's true. The only way he's getting out is if he's still asleep.
Yeah.
He's just outside in like a desert, like just been thrown out the gates with a bag of his stuff, like a scene from a movie.
He hasn't. Zaga has been moved to outside the front of the Commonwealth into the stocks for the morning, where he has been paraded as someone that has committed some kind of crime and is being put on show for everybody to see. So it's shortened stock because he's a little guy. But yeah, he has been left out just outside the front of the Commonwealth building this morning. There's a bit of extra punishment.
Selling tomatoes?
A few people notice and they're like, let's get on this. But it's still early, so they're not ripe enough yet. They're kind of waiting for him to get there. You would know as well, you probably wouldn't want to go in more of a force to go and pick him up because you know the tithing means that you guys kind of need to agree to taking him as part of his release. So yeah, if you want, you can all head over to the Commonwealth.
Can I press his digitation him to make him look like he's by himself?
Yes, you can.
Sweet, I'll do that.
Wee, if you don't want that to happen, just say. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's happened. Show himself. There's a bucket next to him. It's got someone's poo in it. We don't know who it's going to be. Probably.
Let the
Can I
rest
use
of us know.
telekinetic push to push him into the bucket of poo, please?
You can't. He's like locked up.
Oh.
You can move the bucket onto him.
Yeah. Yep.
No, I can't move the bucket. I can mage hand the bucket.
You can mage on the bucket.
I'm not going.
I think Herb's all right with a bit of artistic license here.
Yeah. What do you want to do?
Let it be known that I tried to wake Weaver up at this point. Thank you.
Let it be known that if you are in prison, it's really difficult to do D&D because you're in prison. So yeah, you can go in. You see he is there. It's not a good sight. So if you are going in and go and speak to, you probably wouldn't get in to see the general necessarily for this, but one of his lieutenants, one of the guys that's spoken to before, and he would ask you to all agree to the tithing, to essentially bind yourself to Zaga and agree that if he is to commit or be arrested for a crime, that crime would be dealt, or the punishment of that crime would be dealt equally to all of you. Not split, but equally you all would suffer it. And that is a kind of bail. So to get him out is for you guys to agree that the punishment would probably come with, would likely come with a larger fine, which would be defined depending on the crime. But the fine would again be in excess of the standard fine because of it being a secondary thing. So he goes through all of this. Essentially, the TLDR is, you are all bound to Zaga. He's been released into your custody on the premise that you guys will keep him on the straight and narrow. If something is to happen, he's be arrested again, you will all pay the consequence for not keeping him on the straight and narrow. If you don't agree to it, he's staying in jail. If you do agree to it, he can be released. There is no money to be paid, but there is this like debtor hangs over your head in case of it going wrong. Which is a wonderfully elegant solution. He did send me a message at 9:45, and then he went to sleep, did he? Cool. So as long as you are all happy to do so, question mark?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. But first, I want to chuck up tomatoes in him.
Oh yeah, you can throw as many tomatoes as you want. Good crazy.
Can John do a poo on him?
Yeah, for the first time ever.
Oh
John
wow,
is allowed
being
to do it.
humiliated that John does a poo on him.
Oh shit! Does that mean I got a moonbeam in?
It's like it's dead. So
Can John be a duck today
if he...
and do a poo on him?
Wow, really going in on it.
Whoa, you're going all in. What the hell? I didn't do this. Let it be known that I didn't add the humiliation part. I just merely set him up in the stocks.
I tried my best.
Yes, you can abuse him all you want. He will remember it.
What's going on?
Oh, huh?
I saw a message on
hello.
Discord. Sorry, I was playing Rush, playing FIFA.
Oh, fucking sorry. What
Wow,
did you?
wow.
Wow.
I
Wow.
haven't had anything to do for 2.5 hours.
I mean, you can listen to the story.
Yeah.
John goes for a
Partake
second
in what's
round.
going on. Yeah. Got shit on him.
Oh, it's got a prestidigitation, a weird face on him with a magic pen.
You've just been rescued as long as the rest of these agree to your tithing. He's gone back to it.
Right.
We have agreed.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, I believe you've agreed. So Zaga is released into your custody, and you are able to go on your way for the day. That's another day's forward. Let me put another day in. Day. Cool. Nice. So
I sat around and Zaga was like, so I'm guessing they told you about the whole thing that we're all responsible for you now.
Well, it's a good thing I haven't committed any fucking crimes, isn't it?
Yes, a good thing.
Someone's a bit touchy this morning.
This will make you feel better, and I hand over the money that he's owed.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking got robbed by the Commonwealth as well, didn't I?
How much they take off you?
Couple of hundred.
Well, that more than makes up for it, right?
Not really. Hey, have we got shit to do? I need to go and see the dragon people.
Why did he say dragon people?
Because I've been arrested twice for no reason, and I need them to report to Draka how racist this Commonwealth is.
Okay. I thought you were the representative for Draka.
Not anymore, I don't want to be. This place can burn to the ground for all I care.
Ooh,
Fireball.
talking about burning things to the ground, we have use of your fire.
What are we
Eventually,
burning?
at
Are we
some
burning this
point.
Commonwealth building? I'll do it now.
No.
Have you not just heard about the whole tithing thing and the fact that we are now responsible for you?
Fuck this place and its rules.
What about the power of friendship? Fuck that too?
What is that? Is that something you made up?
Fabian's very angry.
It doesn't look angry, he just looks disappointed.
So anyway, why do we do it?
Well, we're going.
Leaving to Redvant.
Yes, we're leaving today.
We're leaving today. Even more reason to see the dragons.
But we need to arrange with the Druids. They will be supplying us some equipment for our journey.
They'll be giving us shit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm in.
Within reason. But yes.
I like things. I'm in.
We should head there this morning so they have enough time to source what you need, Zaga.
If you're going straight back there, I'll meet you there in like an hour.
Fabian says to Von in his head, not a good idea.
Zaga, we gotta stick together.
Well, one of you can come with me if you want. I don't really care.
We can come with you and then head over to the Druids.
If you all want to come, fine.
Okay.
Although, Anna, you may not want to come. They don't seem to like you.
I can't believe they don't like you, Otter. Why don't they like you? He said Otter, not Otter, right?
Yes.
I believe it's the whole incident in the library thing.
These guys that ever just relax and chill.
That's fine.
No wonder they always get arrested. Oh no, wait, that's Saga.
Probably best you don't come, Otter, actually. As Fabian looks at his hand, which I'm assuming is clutching the stinky book.
My stinky book is inside my stinky pocket. Thank you very much.
Right,
Your
look at
stinky pocket? Is that a
then.
special type of pocket?
It's the same one your gem was in.
Gem was in my bag. That's how they
No,
found it.
that's fine. I'll use the time to message the hobgoblins about the upcoming plan.
Cool.
With my sending stone. my one sending stone. Not that I know she got two.
Yeah.
You don't know anything, and I shan't be telling you.
I shan't be telling you.
On the wall.
You know, fine well, Faywin's gonna show off she's got two sending stones.
Yeah, it won't take long.
She has got a slight skip in her step.
Has she got one of those little labelling things people used to print the little labels on?
She's going to need one.
I have an emboss
You're
wizarding
obsessed
book.
with embossing.
And it's like merch. It's got the
If
logo
Faye
on
Wyn's
it.
showing off, she's got an embossed wizard's book.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just updating you because
That's a merch for the D&D thing. Embossed on the t-shirt.
Just emboss.
Oh, I bet I would buy every
With the Hugo Boss logo in the middle.
Can I get it embossed?
every single thing I would buy. Just FYI, anyway, should we go and see the?
I bet Faywin's got her own logo.
No, but I'm foul now that you've said that.
Another t-shirt with "Do you know who my dad is?" embossed.
Right, where are you going?
Okay, Adam, we'll catch up with you in a bit.
Yeah, I'll go to the pub and I'll message our goblins.
Meet us at the Druids thing in an hour.
Yeah, okay.
Nice. So you head towards the dragon boat. As you get to the the entrance to the port.
Zaga's been in and out enough times.
You've been in and out, but I'm just wondering if he'd let the rest of you on without.
That's for them to figure out. Zaga walks through.
Yeah, so I think as you get there, they kind of they see Zaga approaching, but see the rest of you there. It's like, sorry, we can't let anyone just onto any ships. Where are you all heading today?
Following that one, and I point at Zaga.
Yeah, Zaga's walked through.
Yeah.
We're here to have a conversation with the Dragon Ball with our friend Zaga.
Okay. Give me 1 second, and he calls over one of the guys. He's like, "We'll just have you escorted here, just in case, just to make sure that everyone's being signed in appropriately." As one of the other guys will walk you up to the boat as Zaga is ahead of you and makes his way to the ship. As they get there, they'll call onto the boat for kind of reassurance, I suppose, to let these guys on board to the kobolds that are there. The kobolds that are there are like, "Hey, are these guys with you?"
Yeah, I guess.
What do you mean, yeah, I guess? They're either with you or they're not with you. What the fuck?
I mean, they're with me, but, you know.
Okay. So you couldn't just say yes?
No.
Goddamn fucking land. Fucking kobolds. And fucking...
Zaga still
Yeah,
thinks
it's fine. Let him up.
Yeah, Zaga still thinks he's their boss because he's bigger than them.
So he shouted, he's like, "God, these guys ain't worth a day in his life." As they come up, they're like, "Hey, you stick with that one. No mucking around." And one goes and knocks on the door and checks. It gives him like 30 seconds to a minute, and then the door is opened, and he's like, "Aaron, we'll see you." Are they all going in?
I mean, it's up to them. I don't care.
Yes, we're coming in as well.
Jesus. Good luck to you guys working with this a-hole, you know what I'm saying?
Shut up. Go clean something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Zaga's been embarrassed in front of his friends.
Go scrub it, Ned.
Talking to me?
You can if you want. These no-goods could probably do with the help.
They've already dished you enough.
Roll initiative.
They're just giggling. They're giggling to themselves.
I mean, this is how kobolds are nice to each other.
Yeah. They've had a great morning. As they shut you in, as Orin sits behind his captain's desk in this big room here. There is one chair, not enough chairs for anyone else to sit down, so you can kind of just hang around. As he looks, he's like, Zaga, good to see you. You've brought friends.
Oh, it's a whole thing. I got arrested again because the Commonwealth hates dragons. I think you should let Draken know how much they hate dragons.
And
they even robbed me.
They robbed you.
They took gold off me.
They just... Not to say that you're embellishing, but kobolds are known for maybe not repeating everything. So the Commonwealth just took gold from you and arrested you.
Well, they accused me of stealing something I had on me, and I told them I was bringing it back to them. But they said, no, you're a thief. Pay a fine. And then just took my gold.
And what did you take from them?
I didn't take anything, but I had a red gem on me.
Okay. We can talk to the Commonwealth. Still need our help. We can talk to them about.
I think you should let Draken know how racist they are, especially that general. Turn around to the rest and say, "What was his name?"
Shrugs.
Stormbreaker.
Minister of Defense.
Okay. Well, I assume you're here for something other than moaning, Zaga.
Yes, you remember I told you about that whole business with the forest and the death bloom?
Yes.
We will be leaving. We have agreed, apparently, while I was locked up, to help the Druids in assessing the situation, and we will be leaving for Redvant. I was wondering, do you guys have anything that might help me on my journey there?
And what's the purpose of this trip to Redvant? What is in Redvant? Where's your bearded friend?
Where is our bearded friend? Was he not with us? He was with us. Maybe he had something else to do. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Redvant is where the border guards are with the forest. It's an easy way into the forest. Since we seem to be the only experts on this old death bloom thing, we're going to go and assess the situation and investigate. We've been drafted in by the Druids because we've been staying with them, and because that one's a Druid, allegedly.
Interesting, I suppose. And you were all traveling to Redvant, including your absent friend?
Well, I don't know. I assume he's coming with us, but he just disappeared this morning, so who knows?
I wondered if he had become a little more loose-lipped about his knowledge.
To be honest, so much has gone on. We haven't really discussed what happened.
Okay, well, you appear to have run your useful course. I'm sorry, enjoy your trip to the border forest, but we have other plans.
Well, I figured. But I thought maybe you had something that could help me on my journey. Is this death bloom thing is apparently a threat to everybody. I've seen it. I've seen it in my head. It wants to kill everybody and protect the forest.
I mean, you know what we are looking for, Zaga, so if you have information on the things that we are interested in, then of course there's things that we can do to help, but traveling just for the death bloom is inconsequential to our plans.
Fair enough. I guess we're going.
I guess you are. Well, it's been good to see you all again. Like I say, if you bump into your friend, then do let him know we're still interested in talking to him.
Well, if we see him, I don't know where he is.
Well, enjoy. And he shouts out, "Gora! Our guests are done." As the door swings open, he's like, "Come on in, get the fuck out of here, let's go."
I assume everybody else.
I make sure Zaga leaves before me.
Oren goes back to
I assume you're all
his
blocking
notes
the
and
door. There's a small room under the chair. You want behind me.
I was going to leave first, knowing that. What's going on?
You guys can't even get out of the door. What the fuck's wrong with you people? Come on. Shift it.
Are we all getting off the boat?
I assume so.
Everyone's hanging back. Zaga, you're not hanging back or anything.
No, we're getting off the boat.
Okay. To Zaga after we're off the boat, they're not the friendliest, Zaga, considering, you haven't seen your kind for such a long time. I would have thought they would have wanted to do something to help you.
I told you before when we first met them. They have a mission and they're very serious about it.
But surely, I don't know. They said you're not useful, and so they weren't going to help.
Not
Just didn't feel
mission,
quite right.
and they're very serious about it.
How do they know this wouldn't help their mission? I just don't understand.
Well, I
Fawen's
guess they
interest in the
decided it doesn't.
Dragonborn. her interest in the Dragonborn is dwindled. I will take it out of her backstory.
You know what they say, never meet your heroes.
True.
Nice. So you will head back through the wonderful, beautiful morning here in Olhav towards the Druids' house, where you are. You'll meet up with... Oh, Otto, you were going to contact the hobgoblins, the bloodcaps.
Yeah, I don't have to be RP, just essentially update them of what I know, and we're travelling to Redvant and going into the forest from there.
Okay. They will ask back what essentially what will they come at? That they that they are still waiting to find out what's going on. They are not moving, and they have been exploring the hole to the underground and have found some interesting information. If you want more information, you have to come and see them.
Okay. I will relay that to the group when I see them, specifically Von, because I know he's interested in that a lot.
In like as an aloof a tone as the head of the Bloodcaps could be, he was just like, we've found some stuff there. If you want to see it, you're gonna have to come and talk to us.
I'll ask him if there's anything he wants from all with. A key ring or something like that.
you have to do it all in one. You have to do it all in one sending thing, don't you?
Yeah.
But no, he's.
I love how you're wasting some of the words to ask if they want a key ring or something.
No, essentially, they just want to. They want to know. His piece would be keep them updated on the plan. They've been investigating the underground and they found some stuff. If you're interested, come and see us. Essentially, was there. The link.
Do I have time to buy him a souvenir or something?
You've got to send a message and then walk around for an hour. You can easily buy a souvenir. It's exactly what you do when you're like, oh, fuck. That took me 10 minutes. What am I going to do for 50 minutes?
Oh, I mean, I was in the pub. I had a couple of hours.
Yeah.
So.
I'll
pick them up I don't know, some sort of tacky souvenir.
Yeah, nice. Just like a couple of bronze if it's proper cheap tacky. Yeah. And then you can make your way over to meet up with everybody as you are. Once you get signed up. You see Bo's out front. They're loading up a couple of different caravans of different equipment and boards. You can see he's got his massive mat board that's wedged into one of them. As a few of the other different druids from the different sects are helping pull together this information, pull together these carriages. There's a few horses out front already. As you see you guys coming in, he's like, yes! He's like, right. Are we ready to go down to the basement?
You look very sprightly today, Bo.
You guys should be more excited about the stuff I found. So, he's like, let's go. As he turns to lead you down to the Druids' basement. As he's on his way down, we will likely do the actual choosing of equipment between streams because it's boring and I need to balance it for the amount you're going to get. But on the way down, he leads you through, and you go down where you're in the big entryway. The 4 houses sit to the left and right of the house. You always enter through the middle. You kind of go through to the back, and then there's a staircase that takes you down to where the archives are. So just as large as this basement area, 2-story high basement underneath the building, which is just full of records and scrolls and lots of information, almost like a mini library, but then it is like what you'd imagine the back end of a museum to be, where you keep everything when it's not being shown or being used. It's all just catalogued and stored down here, and there's just so many things down here. There's loads of skeletons, loads of bones, loads of different types of tree and things growing. There's a whole section of plants that are being cultivated, like fungi that are being cultivated underneath. He shows you some areas where they've been trying to recultivate the diamond mushroom that they brought back, trying to find ways of creating it and recreating it, and can they reproduce some of the qualities it come from. So lots of actual work, almost like a science lab piece happens underneath here as he walks through. But he grabs you, Art, on the way down and says, I was a little interested after your little comment about your god. You follow Mahatma Doom, right? So you used to have a druid that followed the same deity as you. You know, we don't just
probably
have
met
Druids
him or her. I met them.
I doubt it was a long time ago.
You don't know how old I am. Also, yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I am definitely right. But yeah, they had a specific set of equipment that you might want to take a look at. We're thinking, you know, clerics and druids doing the same thing, following the same
like
gods.
borderline.
Yeah. But I mean, better than nothing. I thought I'd do a little bit of research, you know, increase your ignorance. I mean, you could maybe look into sometimes. But yeah, I saw it, I found out about it, and I thought we could go and have a little look. As he leads you all down the stairs as you go through, and like I say, you can see all this different stuff being catalogued up, and there's an area where he's pulled out certain things. You can see, you know, there's some weapons pulled out, there's some armaments pulled out, there's a whole crate of jars and potions and things that are pulled, and then as you guys are then looking through and just trying to like make sense of what's there, there's a few other druids that are down there kind of pointing you and explaining what some of these things do, because just looking at them, you wouldn't know. So a lot of them are explaining what these things do and the whole deal. They explained again that these are essentially on loan from the druids to be brought back once the jobs have been completed. And then he takes you through Arta to another offshoot, where at the back you can see that there are two items that are like hung together on a like attached to a mannequin. One is like a cloak, a large cloak that looks at first glance looks like it's made out of mold, like it's got like a thrilling to it, but it's actually like made of very large like leaves that are only when you get close can you see the leaves. They look like just material, but as it kind of feathers its way out. And a thorn whip that is like curled and popped in there. Can you give me a history check, please?
Yeah, I just need to fight cats for dice. Give me 2 seconds.
You need to fight them.
Yeah, well, they run off with them.
You shouldn't fight cats. I think that's.
It's not like I'm winning.
Still.
That is an 11.
11, nicer people. There's something when you look at this that just that does twinge in your mind of like, have I met someone that wears this? And you recognize with the whip definitely, and then the combination of the two together of stories that Callan used to tell you as a kid. Like comic style stories of this, like Ghost in the Woods, this hero that stood up for travelers over like hundreds of years, and was always known, like he was known for wielding this whip, like very Christian comic, in terms of like there's always a moral at the end of the story, and it was always about essentially seeding in the morals and the stories of Mahatma Dune, and the hero was called the Watcher. And as you look at this, you're like that looks like from the stories the whip and stuff. But that would be crazy coincidence, right? If there was
but Art doesn't think that. Art is like putting two together, and he's like, no, they must be. Mm-hmm. The Watcher definitely exists. Mm-hmm. Callum wouldn't have lied to me as a child. No one lies to children. So this must be. And like my eyes are like lit up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the two
I'm like
together,
a kid in a candy shop.
It's like going to see like an original fucking like Batman costume. You're just like, wait, what the? And it is like at the way that it's set up, like with like a little bit of light coming down in this thing. You almost have the like reflection of yourself in the mirror of like wearing it and be like,
I could be the true hero of this story.
Yeah. And as you accidentally said out loud, he's like,
even though I already am.
What? He's like, yeah, apparently, yeah, one of the druids used to work a lot in the border forest, and he used to use this. I thought it could come in useful, like there's a bit of a link because you go into the forest, but I don't think it was like a hero or anything.
Maybe not to you.
Maybe not to me. Either way, he's like, try it on, see how it goes. So he leaves you there as the rig goes back to the rest of you as you are going through axes and shields and armors and everything else on the table, consumables, and we can work out exactly what you are going to be taking between streams. So there will be a cost, an amount of money that can be spared, and it's quite a large amount of money from the Druids. So we will be piecing together who gets what. So you won't be able to get everything. So if some people don't take larger items, there'll be more consumables to give out, and you'll have them all to be used. There are potions of, funny enough, things like sending. There are things to boost your individual abilities. There are then obviously magical armors, magical stuff, and bits that we've looked at already. So we can go through and piece together what everybody wants as a group and do that as a montage session for you to show off what you get at the beginning of next week's session. And that seems like a good place to stop. So we don't have to do it now. Wicked. So we will do all that, and we'll come back, and you will be geared up by the Druids, ready to leave. Oh shit! There's one thing we can do now. Actually, we've got a bit of time. Von, Bo grabs you and says, "This is all cool stuff," but he's like, "I got given one particular thing from Grom that he said may help you with the traveling thing," and he hands you an amulet. Give me 1 second because I need to just see what I wrote. I want to find it. I think it's just a golden amulet. Oh, I'm not going to find it. No, I'll find it. Yeah, it gives you this amulet. And as you look at it, it is on the front of it. You can see that there are on one side there are the elements and the like animal forms of the elements that are within there. So each of the 4 elements are in kind of engraved into this golden amulet, and each of them are in the shape of different animals. Air has got like the bird on there. Earth has got like a land beast. Fire has like a weird elemental demon, and on the back side of it are 9 circles representing the 9 sisters, the gods that the Druids in the main follow. Mostly, obviously, they do have some Druids that follow others, but they all live in there. And he says, he's like, this is fucking cool. He's like, this is giving you and your friends here the ability to wild shape. As he gives you the Amulet of Animal Shapes, I think it's called.
Okay.
Which has a long ass recharge, but essentially lets you cast the animal shape spell. I think it's like once every 7 days you put it on there to for a period of time wild shape all of you into whatever beast is on the list. And I think it's a pretty high list.
Do we have to consent to being shaped?
Yes, you have to consent.
He's not going to wild shape you.
It does say willing creatures, so.
Boo.
It's a utility spell for. Yeah, it's not a polymorph. It's a utility spell for you all. But yeah, he's like, Grom said this was for you, and he passes that to you. And that's where we land. So yes, we are all out of jail, which is great. You have the tithing to Zaga. The Druids are going to gear you up. They are going to head out towards Redvant to set up a base, to touch base with the old the old wood elves, to find out what's going on there. Get to see your old friends in Redvant, and then start making your way into investigating the forest. The information is wanted by both the Commonwealth and their informations department via Faywin and her link to the Vortanis Institute, as well as obviously the Druids, in finding out what the plan of attack is. You are the you are the end of the spear, pushing into the border forest to find out, okay, what is going on, how bad is it, and what should the plan of attack be with a bit more knowledge. So we shall be leaving Allhearth shortly. Oh, also, you got some magical beans, and Faywin's parents didn't die from the magical bean. That's lucky. But yeah, we'll pick up all the cool gear. We'll do that all offline, and we'll see you next week. Ta-ta, farewell.